Hello. Oh my god. Hi. I'm sorry for being late. My work. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why do you have to do this to me? I'm exhausted. My job, I had to stay after a lot longer than I usually do. I usually get off at 9 and then I drive home and then I like get ready and all that type of stuff. But I had to stay a lot longer than expected due to customers coming in last minute, so I do apologize for that. And then I also had to shower and eat as well, so that's why it took a little longer than expected. So I do apologize. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. So yeah, I'll try not to let that happen again, but it's hard sometimes. I don't have a dent. I'm not Bao. I don't have a dent. My cranium is fully developed. Fully, I think. Maybe. I don't know, but maybe. And also, as you can see from the title, I am not going to be doing House Flipper because I already did that twice in a row, and my brain is telling me that I need to do something different because I can't do the same thing for too long or I will go crazy. So I thought it would be fun to do I had this on my list for a while, but it says the ADHD test, but I also want to do like an autism test, right? Just for funsies. Not actual diagnosis, you know, just for funsies. Because I don't know, maybe it got a little bit tism. I don't know. It feels like it sometimes, but I think it would be very fun. Well, damn. Maybe it's because you got angry at a relaxing game. Cause you shut up. It was the game. It wasn't me. It was the game. I didn't expect House Flipper to be as enraging, right? It's not me. It's never me. It's never my fault. It's never my fault. It's always someone else's fault, not my fault. Oh my god. What if I just... Yeah. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. Also, the stream's gonna be a little shorter than usual. It's gonna be shorter than usual because first off, I need to not make as long streams. I'm trying not to do 6-7 hour streams. I'm trying not to. And then also I have to get up at work at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, so I can't stay for long. So hopefully it'll be like 2-3 hours. I don't know. And I also have some work on the side that I need to do. What's wrong with my arms? Are you making fun of my arms? The fuck you mean they're jiggle physics? My entire body is jiggle physics. Why are you making fun of me? Right here, you're making fun of. Why are you making fun of me? That's not nice. That's not nice. That's very mean, actually. Oh my god. Anyway, let me pull up this goddamn test. I do wonder if there's like an official, kind of like the Myers-Briggs test where you have like the official website, or maybe I could just take a stupid test online. I don't know. But let me pull it up. Let me see. Ooh, this one looks serious. It's backed up by a mental institute. Not a mental institute, sorry. Like a ooh. Okay. Okay. So I think we're gonna take a few. So it's not like a, I don't think there's like an official test. But like, I think it would be super fun. And then there's also clinical. Okay. Okay, so there are a few tests that I see. I don't think I do, but I don't know. I think I might have like occasional, like, I see myself having certain things, but I don't think I actually have it. Because when you actually match up the symptoms, it doesn't really, like most symptoms, doesn't really match. But let's see. I never know. And the thing is, another thing is the fact that like habits that I used to have when I was younger might not necessarily be the same as the ones I do now as an adult. So, let's see. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Let me look up a few. And then also the autism test too. And then we can delete these. God, my back is just shooting up, bro. Pain in my back is just wow, just right up my spine. Thank you. Let's see. And then let me pull up another one. Okay, I'm Chibi again. All right. Okay. All right, I have a few. Ooh, this one's very long. God damn. Okay. Jay, you have a not so mild case of tism. Oh my god. Okay. I think I got pulled up. Let me make sure I have everything correctly. There we go. I like that one. Alright, there we go. So this is the ADHD test by Mental Health America. Yeah. So we got regular test questions, we have optional questions, and we have results. Okay. God. Bobblehead. Oh my god. Wait, Bobblehead Jay would actually be a low-key cool, like, low-key good merch. Wait a minute, I might have to write that down. Oh my god. I wish I looked like Chibi J, to be honest. Because I'm ugly as fuck. If I looked like Chibi J, I would be in the streets, you know? I'd be walking down them streets. I'd be like, yeah, look at this. Head to the left, head to the right. Yeah. I wish I looked like Chibi J in real life. I wish I did. I would be so much cuter. I would be. Yeah. Okay, ADHD test. Let's see if I got the ADHDs. Okay, let's see. Please answer the questions below, rating yourself on each of the criteria shown. As you answer each question, select the button that best describes how you have felt and conducted yourself over the past 6 months. 6 months? Okay, so that's January. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. No, I'm telling you, I am that ugly. Like, if you know the scale of 1 to 10 that a lot of people like do, I'm like genuinely a 1. I am a 1. Like, I am the onest of ones. I get that's why I'm a VTuber. Bro, if people saw how I actually looked in real life, I would get cooked on the internet. Like, I would be cyberbullied off the planet. I would just oh wait, I'm not gonna say that. That's really bad. Not off the planet, but like I would be like, I'd probably just retire. If there are bald, what do you mean there are good looking bald dudes? You're acting like bald men can't look good. There are plenty of bald men that are like 10 out of 10s. Like, what do you mean? There are definitely men that pull off the bald look 100%. Yeah. Okay, let's get into these questions. How often do you have trouble wrapping up the final details of a project once the challenging parts have been done? Okay, that's a very good question. So for me personally, the hardest part is actually starting the project. That's the hardest part for me. But once I start the project, I'm good, right? But it's starting the project that's the hardest part. It's not the getting past the challenging parts, right? Like, for me personally, like, I have a very like bad case of procrastinating, but the thing is, once I'm actually locked into doing the task, I just put on some music and it takes me like 20 minutes to do what I need to do, and then I'm like, oh, that actually didn't take any long. That didn't take long, and so I actually procrastinated for no reason. So for me personally, it's actually starting the project, but once I'm locked in, I'm good. It's like, for me, and it sucks because this applies to a lot of things in life, right? For me, right? But like, sometimes there's some days that I don't want to get in the shower, for example. But then once I get in the shower, I then don't want to leave the shower, and then I have to take a second to actually leave the shower. So a lot of times in my life, it's about starting the thing that's the issue. But once I got it, I'm good. Oh, Angry Hot Dog, hello, hi. Aren't you already diagnosed? No. I'm not diagnosed with anything. I do not have anything. Now, for the entirety of my community, that's a different story. And my friends, that's a different story. So, for me personally, so wrapping up. So again, the project itself and wrapping up is not the issue, it's starting. So I would say, how often do you have trouble wrapping up the project? Rarely. Okay, next question. How often do you have difficulty getting things in order when you have to do a task that requires organization? I am an organization fiend, right? Like, the reason why I use Milanote for a lot of my stuff, because I love how you can organize things, and I like how that you can also make that organization pretty. So for me, I actually like organizing. My issue is that I spend a lot of time organizing than actually doing the project. So imagine me organizing, like taking a whole day to organize something, and then I procrastinate doing that thing, and then I actually get to the thing, and then I use the organization that I beforehand. So for me, I actually love organizing. I like making checklists. I like making sure, because I can just go down that checklist, right? I make the checklist and then I just go down it. Bing, bing, bing. Like crossing off stuff off a checklist, like, brings so much dopamine to my mind. So for me personally, I actually like getting things in order. I like getting things in order before I do anything, right? I want to make sure I have every single step written down before I do it, so that I make sure I don't miss anything, right? Like posting like VODs and stuff, I have that all written down so that when like Sunday comes around, I go down the checklist, boom, 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 I got it done. Yeah. I'm not a hobo. The fuck? Shoveled hair? I don't think that's the right word for that. You're using the wrong words. You can't even use the right words. I'm not a hobo. J hobo outfit. So for me personally, it's actually another rarely for that one. Your barber has no thumbs. I don't have a fucking barber. I don't have a barber. I just let my hair grow out, like I'm doing in real life. It actually does look like your hair beaten by a shovel. You guys are so freaking mean, bro. Yeah, because you're a manly man. I'm a manly man. I'm the manliest of mans. Let's see. Number 3. How often do you have problems remembering appointments and obligations? Now, this one I actually have a hard time remembering stuff, but this is why I always write down everything. So if I ever have an idea or I have to do something, I always have to set an alarm clock or write it down, or I will forget. So for me personally, like literally today, I had right after work. Another reason why I was late too, because I had to go to my mailbox before I could actually go back home. And so for me, I literally had to put an alarm for me to remember to go to the mailbox, because if I didn't, I would have forgotten. So for me, I often do have problems. And again, I wonder why I have such a bad memory now, because when I was younger, like high school, middle school, elementary, this was not an issue. But the fact that I just have bad memory all of a sudden, I don't know. Maybe my brain just is fucked up, because I swear to God, when I was growing up, my memory was not an issue. It really wasn't, but it is now. You know, I'm not bullying anyone. You guys are bullying me. You're like, oh my god, she has a big forehead. Oh my god, she looks like a hobo. Oh my god, she makes fun. Y'all are bullying me. I think you need to look inwards. Yeah. It's negative reinforcement. Oh my god. Okay, number 4. When you have a task that requires a lot of thought, how often do you avoid or delay getting started? I'm not gonna lie, whenever, like, I swear to God, my brain has a limited amount of, like, brain power, right? Like, for example, like, I actually bought a dash cam whenever I got, like, whenever my mom passed down her car to me, and I got a dash cam so that just in case anything happens, I can have it on, I can have it recorded. But the thing is, I literally looked at the instructions and I was like, nope, not today. Because, like, I have a limited amount of brain space, and if I actually sat down and tried to understand what the instructions were telling me to do, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So for me, I'm probably gonna do it on Sunday, so that I have my maximum amount of brain power, so that I can actually read the instructions thoroughly. But yeah, I do procrastinate. I don't. Well, it's not procrastinate. It's just the fact that I'm like, if I need a lot of brain power to do something, I'm probably just gonna set it to the next day or the next available day where I don't have a lot of work. Because like, I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I have a limited amount of brain power, and if I have to do a task that exceeds that limit, I have to push it to the next day or push it to another day. I have to, or I'm just gonna half-ass it, and then it's just not gonna be done properly. So I would say often. Let's see, next one. How often do you fidget or squirm with your hands or feet when you have to sit down for a long time? I don't really squirm a lot. I don't really do that. I don't really squirm. I'm not saying I've never fidget ever, but like, I literally just get on my phone if I'm sitting down for a long time, and like, I'm just focused on my phone. I'm not really fidgeting or anything. So I'd say no, not really. Number 6. How often do you feel overly active and compelled to do things like you were driven by a motor? Oh my god, bro. Okay. This is how my brain works, right? So I think, and the thing is, I think I'm experiencing this right now. So my brain has periods of just not wanting to do anything, and then my brain has periods of wanting to do everything, right? So it's kind of like, for like, I could be like a whole week, I just don't want to do anything, right? I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to work on stream stuff. I don't want to go to work, any of that. But then I have a full week of just getting stuff done. Boom, 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 boom. And I check off my entire checklist, right? But it comes in waves. So one week I just don't want to do nothing. The next week I'm on it. I'm on top of everything. Next week I don't want to do nothing. So for me it comes in waves. And so I'm kind of in my wave where I just don't want to do anything. And so whenever I'm in that spot, what I do is that I'm like, hey, if you just complete one thing today, then that's it for the day. So that kind of helps me progress. Like, it does suck that I can't progress as much as I want to, but if I am able to do just one thing, then I'm like, well, at least I made some progress. At least I did something, right? So whenever I'm in that dip where I just don't want to do anything, I just make sure to do at least one thing. And then when that period of time comes where I'm like super active and I do everything, I have less things to do because I took things one day at a time. So for me personally, I would say sometimes. I think it's a good middle answer, right? There are some times where I don't want to do anything. There are some times where I want to do everything. Oh, bro, same, bro. This is why I prefer like working evening and night shift, because I like my brain. I'm just not a morning person. I'm not a morning person at all. But then once it's like the evening/night, that's when I operate. Right? If you try to get me to do something in the morning, it's just not gonna happen. Right? So like the fact that I have to wake up early tomorrow in the morning to go to work so that we could do like we could do orders. Oh my god, I hate it so much. Like, I wish I was making a little bit more off of Twitch, and hopefully I could get monetized on YouTube so that I don't have to work in the mornings. I could just tell my job, hey, don't schedule me for morning stuff, only schedule me for evening stuff. No full days, no nothing, just part-time in the evening, right? But I'm not quite there yet, so I just gotta work the hours that they give me. I'm also a foodie in the evenings as well. I try not to be, but it's very hard. Number 7. How often do you make careless mistakes when you have to work on a boring or difficult project? Okay, now this is a hard one because it depends on what the project is. If it's like a project at work, I don't give a fuck. But if it's like a personal project that I'm super passionate about, I'm making sure that every single detail is correct. right? I'm like, when it comes to personal projects or like commissioning something or doing something towards my own goals, I am super picky. I am very picky, right? Like when it comes to artists like on VGen, because that's where I commission a lot of my art from, it can literally take me months until I find the artist for the particular thing that I want, because I'm that picky, right? Because that's why I have a habit of checking VGen, because sometimes the algorithm kind of changes and it finally recommends me that artist that I've been looking for, right? Like for example, my clips editor, if you go to my you can go to my Twitter, and then they commented on one of my posts. I've been trying to find a clips editor like them for so freaking long. I've been trying to find someone like them since March. But I will look at VGen and the people just didn't fit my criteria. Again, and not saying that they're bad at what they do, it's just they didn't do it exactly in the way that I would want them to do it, right? Not saying that they're bad, I'm not saying anything. They just didn't do it exactly how I wanted to. But then I finally found them, and I was like, yes, you do the thumbnails how I want them, you edit exactly how I want it to be edited, and I'm like, yes. But it literally took me months to find them. It literally took me months, because the other editors didn't fit my criteria. Again, not saying they're bad editors, I'm just saying that I'm just so picky. I'm very picky, right? But anyway, this one's hard because it just depends on the project. If it how about this? It says while working on a boring or difficult project. Now, even though I don't like doing projects that aren't like my own, I always try to do the best I can, because that's the bare minimum. So I would say careless mistakes when it comes to like boring or difficult projects, I say rarely, because whether you like the project or not, you have to do what's needed, you know. Yeah. Number 8, how often do you have difficulty keeping your attention when you are doing boring or repetitive work? Okay, so for me personally, this is also depends on something. For me personally, this might like this might be a Zoomer thing. This might be because I'm a Zoomer, but I need to be listening to something for me to be able to get through tedious work, right? Either I have a YouTube video on or I have music on. I need to have something on to work, because if I don't, then the bad thoughts start to come, and I don't like bad thoughts, right? Like every time I'm working and I don't have music or something to listen to, my brain immediately is like, you're a fucking failure. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Like it's so bad, right? It's so bad, right? Where it's like, oh, you're a failure and no one loves you and everyone hates you and people only follow you out of pity. Oh my god, hello! Hi! Calico VT, hello, hi! Oh my god, you got VT, hold on, I need to stalk you. Hold up. I need to stalk you. Hello, hi! Oh, whoops, I forgot that was the same tab. Give me 1 second, I'm stalking you. I'm sorry, I'm stalking you. VT, oh my god! Hello! I'm gonna drop a follow. Hi, I hope you're doing well. Let me change it back. Hello! Hello, fellow VT, hello! Hi, I hope you guys are doing super well. I am currently taking an ADHD test, and I'm gonna also take an autism test. So if you guys want to stick around for that, you can. I just started, So I need to take I need to take one. Yeah, because again, it's a fun thing. I'm not trying to diagnose myself or anything. It's just a fun little thing. So if you guys want to stick around, you can. I am Jay. That is my name. I know it's spelled weird. I get it. JYE doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm just quirky, okay? Right? JVT. I am a cybernetic VTuber. You can't see it, but my legs are cybernetic. They are made of metal and energy and stuff. So if you, and I also ride a motorcycle canonically. I wish I did in real life, but I'm too broke for that. So if you want to stick around, you can. If not, and you need to take care of yourself, you can. Especially you, Sid. Make sure you take care of yourself. Drink water, eat food, rest if you need to, and yeah. Oh, hello, Deadly Waifu VT. Deadly Waifu VT. I love the name. Thank you so much. ADHD is autism, but depends on how bad it is. Oh my god, thank you for the head pats. I appreciate that. So I can go back a bit. So I can go back through the questions. So for all the newcomers, so we have test questions, we have optional questions, and we have results. And this is by the Mental Health America, because I am American. And yeah, let's see. So the first oh wow, you never thanked me when I did head pats. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I am grateful for every head pat that I am given. Jay, it was awesome meeting you, but I got a dip and I hope to see you around. I hope to see you too. If you want to connect, we absolutely can. Is it because I can't walk? You bald. You're bald! You're the bald one! You're the bald one! actively dying. Oh my god, are you okay? Something years I've lived with ADHD. I'm bald by choice, you're balding naturally. Okay. As you can see, my chat is very interesting. My chat's very special. So if you if you guys are special too, you guys will fit right in. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through the questions again. How often do you have trouble wrapping up the final details of a project once the challenging parts have been done? I said rarely, because for me, my issue is not wrapping up the project or doing the project itself. My issue is starting the project, right? Number 2, how often do you have difficulty getting things in order when you have to do tasks that requires organization? I said rarely again, because I love organizing. I love organizing things before I do them so that I make sure I get everything done the way they need to get done. Number 3, how often do you have problems remembering appointments or obligations? Actually, I think I'm gonna change this to very often, because I actually do have a bad memory. I don't know why, because while growing up, that has never been an issue, but I do have a bad memory. I often have to set alarm clocks or write things down to remember things. So I actually I actually forget things a lot. Number 4, when you have a task that requires a lot of thought, how often do you avoid or delay getting started? For me, how I described it was I have a limited amount of brain power, and so if a task requires me more brain power than the amount of brain power I have left, then I have to push the task to the next day, because then I'll either half-ass the task or it'll take me hours to do the task, right? Because the task could actually take 20 minutes, but because my brain is not at its optimal capacity, it could take me hours. So I often do have to push it to the next day so I can fully focus on it. Number 5, how often do you fidget or squirm with your hands or feet when you have to sit down for a long time? I rarely squirm at all, right? If I'm sitting down for a long time and I don't need my attention on anything particular, I literally just get on my phone, and then I don't really fidget a lot. Number 6, how often do you how do you feel overly active? How often do you feel overly active and compelled to do things like you were driven by a motor? Now for me, for this one, I said sometimes, because I have cycles. I have cycles where I don't want to do anything at all, and then I have cycles where I get everything done. So like I kind of was talking before, I said that I could have it to where 1 week I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do anything related to streaming. I literally just don't want to do anything. I just want to be a potato, right? And then and then the next week I could literally get everything that I want to get done in like a day or within the week. I check things off, boom, 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 right? So, but it goes in cycles. So I'm currently in my cycle where I don't want to do anything, but hopefully my cycle where I actually want to do everything all the time comes very soon. Hopefully. And then number 7, how often do you make careless mistakes when you have to work on a boring or difficult project? For me, I did say that it depends on the project. If it's a personal project, I'm very meticulous and I make sure that everything is done exactly how I want it to be done. But if it's like a work project, I'm not as meticulous. But at the end of the day, if I'm working on something, whether it's related to work or my personal projects, I always try to do my best and meet the demands and not make any mistakes. So I said rarely. All right, now that we're all caught up, I have ADHD, OCD on some things odd, and PDD. What's PDD? That's a first. I've never heard of that before. Oh my god. Oh wait, oh god, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Let's not say that, okay? Let's not say that. Hold on. I fucked up. Oh, no. Not there. Yeah. Let's not say that. Not in this chat. Please. I'm glad you don't have the ABC or XYZ. A persuasive development disorder. Can you explain what that is? That's a first. That's I've never heard that. That sounds very, I'm gonna say interesting. Hold on. Sorry. Again, let's not use that word, please. Not in this chat. Maybe in another chat, but not this one. I accidentally clicked approve when I didn't mean to. Okay, there we go. It's a slow learning disorder. Got it. Understood. All right. Don't tell Jeff Bezos, please. I don't want to see his bald head. No, you're good. Like, I understand. Like for me, I try not to, like, if I'm not within that space, I try not to like police anyone's language, but this is my stream, and so try to keep things chilly, you know what I mean? You're bald phobic apparently. Why not? Hello, hi, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're not overworking yourself, because if you are, I will come after you. But yeah, no, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, basically you learn things a little slower than most. I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes feel like I learn things slower than most too. And but the thing is, it didn't feel this way. Kind of like my memory. Like, I prided myself growing up that I could actually learn things very quickly. But the fact is, like, as of now, sometimes someone has to explain something to me 3 times for me to understand what they're saying. And like, there are a lot of times where I definitely feel like slower in terms of learning, but maybe it's certain things, because it's not with everything. So maybe it's just with certain things. But yeah, I feel like my memory has gotten worse, and I feel like I actually do learn slower, but I don't know, maybe that's something else. I don't know. Yeah, ADHD relatable. Yeah, I'm just taking a test. I'm not diagnosing myself or anything, just taking a test. I good, just finished researching something. Good. All right, next question, number 8. It's a branch off ADHD because it's hard to stay focused. Got it. Yeah, the more you learn, the more you know. This is so cool. Number 8, how often do you have difficulty keeping your attention when you're doing boring or repetitive work? Oh, okay. So I was in the middle of explaining before I got rated, so I got sidetracked. So for me personally, if I do not have like YouTube or have music in the background for me to listen to, it is very hard for me to focus. But for me, I kind of just toss that up to me being a zoomer, where I always have to have something in the background. Like even when I'm working on personal stuff, I always put some type of music on or like some type of background noise. So for me, it depends on if I have music or not. If I have music, I'm good. But if I don't, then it can be hard. Like I can do it. It's just, I would much prefer to do it with something in the background. Trick I learned to keep my attention span on something is to try to hyperfixate on it. I wish I could just turn on my hyperfixation, because sometimes I do get hyperfixation. It's not often, but sometimes there's just something that I'm just like, you know. But for me personally, I'll just say sometimes. For that. All right, number 9. How often do you have difficulty concentrating on what people say to you, even when they are speaking directly to you? Oh my god, the amount of times when people just say things to me and I look at them like they have 8 eyes. Like they could say something in the clearest language possible and I can still be like, huh? What was that? Like I was talking about earlier, sometimes I need things explained to me 3 times in a row, plus like a hand demonstration for me to understand. So, oh my god. So, now I wouldn't say this is every time, but especially at work, the fact that people might have to re-explain something to me a few times. So, it's not every time, I wouldn't say very often, but it happens often enough to where it's kind of inconvenient. And sometimes it does make me self-conscious because I genuinely feel stupid and I hate feeling stupid. But it's like, I hate feeling stupid, but the thing is you are stupid. So it's like I can hate feeling stupid all I want, but if I am stupid, then like, you know what I mean? So, I would say for this one, I would say sometimes. Feeling stupid is stupid. Wait. If feeling stupid is stupid, then that makes me stupid. Because I'm stupid and also stupid. Oh my god, actively dying. Thank you for the follow. Super appreciate that. Super duper appreciate it. So yeah, for me, I'm like, or like, I also hate when people like talk down to me. But at the same time, I am stupid. So it's like, I hate people talking down to me, but it's like, I literally put them in a situation where they have to do it. So like, I don't know. Number 10, how often do you misplace or have difficulty finding things at home or at work? I would say for this one, it's also a sometimes. I do, like, for example, my drawing, like my Apple Pencil for my iPad for when I draw. Oh my god. The amount of times I thought I lost it. And I would just search every single nook and cranny and it turns out to be in my bed sheets. Oh my god. But again, it happens, but not super often. I feel like this would be another sometimes. Like for me personally, whenever like my car keys, I actually bought a tracker so that if I lose my car keys, I can just go on my phone and find it. Because I'm not trying to play that game with my car keys, because it doesn't have it doesn't just have my car keys, but also has my keys for my workplace so I can close it up, and it also has my key so I can open up my mailbox. So I just bought a whole tracker so that I don't have to deal with that. I could just unlock my phone and be like, tell me where my car keys are. For me, it's often because half the time I keep throwing my phone at the most random places and I have to spend like 10 to 15 minutes like, oh my god, same thing. Like for me, I would literally place down my phone like on like a counter and something, and then once I finished whatever I was doing, I look for it and I like spend 10 to 15 minutes and it turns out to be literally on the counter where I can see it. But I have a hard time seeing too. Even with glasses, I just can't see shit. I can't see nothing. I don't know why. It can literally be right in front of my face and I'll still be like, where is it? 11. How often are you distracted by activity or noise around you? Very often. Oh my god. Especially during school. I hated working in school because like the other kids would always talk. And so they would always be talking and you hear them and it would always distract me. Luckily, a lot of my teachers were chill and they allowed us to listen to music while working. But for me personally, if I didn't have music or my headphones, I literally could not work. I would be too distracted focusing on someone else's conversation next to me and not on my actual work. Like school was literally hell. Literally hell because of this. People just yapping. I can't focus. But there were some teachers where you weren't allowed to listen to music, and I would literally just sit there and stare at my work because my brain is not able to work on it because other kids are talking. So like it was so freaking bad. I'm not distracted. What are you talking about? Not me. Thank you for the head pats. Thank you. Yeah, same thing when I'm working on personal stuff. Sometimes my ow! Fuck! God damn! Thank you for the 5. But my side kind of hurts now. Oh my god. But thank you. Same thing, I guess I'm Chibi J now. Hello! This is my chibi form. I'm super cute, right? Super duper cute. But I live in an apartment complex and I do have loud neighbors. They're not loud all the time, but they're loud occasionally. And if they're super loud, I can't focus. I can't focus on because they're being super loud. But obviously I just didn't put on the headphones. I actually got special headphones to ow! Damn! JB, I'm sleepy. Then go to sleep! I'm not JB! And you keep hitting me in the face! Stop it! I haven't done anything to you. But I don't wanna. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. But yeah, I literally have special headphones so that I can have like it has like a noise canceling mode, so it literally blocks out everything else, and I only hear like the music that I'm listening to, right? So I'm literally wearing them right now. They're the special headphones, so they allow me to focus. Oh my god, I've got more to throw. Please no, please, I don't want it. Please, I can't take it. I can't do it. I drink 5-hour energy drinks. You'll be up all day. I don't want to be up all day. I actually want to be asleep most of the day. If I ow! Why 100? Ow! What? You just got here. Why are you bullying me already? You just got here. These ones are smaller. I feel like they would hurt. Well, yeah, they're smaller because I'm chibi. And so they get smaller too. Emotional damage. Ow! You're making me cry. Yeah. Noise, it does distract me. So that's why I have headphones for that. I have special headphones for that. All right, number 12. How often do you leave you leave your seat in meetings or other situations in which you are expected to remain seated? Never. I was trained to sit my ass down. If my mom said sit your ass down, I sat my ass down. This is not a problem for me. Because like so if they need me to sit in a chair for 2 hours, I can do that. I was literally trained like a dog. So yeah, no, this is not an issue for me. Oh, are you crying? Good. You make fun of bald people. You make fun of me! You keep calling me bald and you keep making fun of me. So technically you make fun of bald people too. Oh my god. Number 13. How often do you feel restless or fidgety? Now, fidgety, no. Restless, yes. Sometimes you get hit with that 3 a.m. motivation. So for me, I feel a lot more restless than ow! Ow! What the fuck? Why? Like, bro. Oh my god. Ow. Alright, bye, ya hobo. I'm not a hobo! I'm not a hobo. Is this foreshadowing the puppy girl arc? What the fuck do you mean puppy girl arc? I'm not puppy girl. I'm... whatever. So, restless? Yes. Fidgety? No. So I would say sometimes. There are definitely some times where I feel so restless and I want to do something, but I can't pull myself to do it because I'm like on my phone or something like that. You're talking about seeing like a dog. Well, if you're gonna do your bunny arc, why not doggo? Want me and my puppy girl arc? Ugh. Yuck! Yucky. Oh, there I am. I'm back. Yucky. Why not? Very clever. Very clever. Good sir. Oh god. Number 14. How often do you have difficulty unwinding and relaxing when you have time to yourself? Ooh, for me personally, I do have difficulties doing this, and it's gotten worse ever since I started streaming, because in the back of my head, it's always like, well, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, you could be setting this up, you could be doing this for your community, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, you could be doing this, and I'm like, it makes relaxing so hard, because I feel like I could always be doing more, and sometimes I feel like I should do more. It's so for me, it has gotten worse ever since I started streaming. So I would say very often. I would say often. Not very often, often. Because it's like I always beat myself up every time I take a break. Like when I took that 1 week break, even though it was good for me to take a break, I was beating myself over it because I'm like, oh my god, why are you taking a break from streaming? Streaming is like the easiest job ever. Why are you like taking a break from it? Why are you being a pussy? You know what I mean? Yeah, relaxing feels like you're being lazy. Exactly. So for me, I'll just say often. Like, I can't tell you the last time I truly felt like I relaxed and I actually deserved it. It's been so long. Let's see. Number 15. How often do you find yourself talking too much when you're in social situations? Never. I'm one of the introverted... I am one of the most introverted people that I know. Every time I'm at a function, I am keeping to myself. I talk way more on stream and conversations with online friends than I ever do in real life. Right? Like the amount of, like how much I'm talking right now, in real life, I am very much the opposite. I'm very much the opposite. I'll literally not say anything. If I'm like with someone, I will stick by their side because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And or if I'm by myself, I'll literally just keep to myself. So I do not have a problem with talking too much. I have the problem of not talking enough. But I guess I talk a lot more whenever I'm streaming because VTubing has allowed me to express part of myself that I've never been able to express before, right? I don't know if this is like something that I just experienced or if y'all have ever experienced before, but whenever you grow up, you kind of get put into an archetype. And then once you have that archetype, you're never allowed to leave the archetype. So what I'm talking about, for example, is that I'm like the introverted kid that never talks to anyone. I was like super studious and always got A's, but I always kept to myself like that. Stuff like that. But the thing is, that was my archetype. And once that was my archetype, that's what people always expected of me 24/7. So when I started to grow into my own and actually develop as a person and wanted to express myself in the way I'm expressing myself right now, it was very hard to, because I was the introverted kid. I was the kid that was supposed to keep to myself and not like express my opinions and all that type of stuff. So wanting to do something different than what you've been doing, but then trying to do that without people being like, well, that's weird. You've changed. You're not the shy, quiet kid anymore. You're talking a lot and being weird. Like, so I don't know if that's just a me thing. You pinned it. Why? Because I can. Eden, hello, hi. Heading home from Sydney now, but I'll be back in exactly a month for SmashCon 2025. Ooh, let's see. I know one time I had to take a break mid-commission. I felt so bad about it, but in hindsight, I was forcing myself to make 3 shorts a day, so I don't do that no more. Honestly, 3 shorts a day sounds crazy, right? Because the short you gave me was so good. Like, you sent it to me, and I was laughing my ass off. It was so funny. Like, I was like, I was laughing to myself for like a good 5 minutes because of how good it was. But doing 3 shorts, especially at the quality that you edit them, probably like a lot of work. And you said you also work like an actual job as well. So doing the actual job and then also doing 3 shorts at that quality would probably burn someone out very quickly. So I don't blame you at all. But yeah, and again, the thing is, in real life, I am not as talkative. Because I don't know, I still feel like I fit that archetype. Ow! My head! That hurts. My head hurt. Ow! Fuck! Stop throwing money at me! I hate it. But yeah, I am still in real life. I am very much still very quiet. Quiet and keep to myself. Okay, let's see. Number 16. When you're in a conversation, how often do you find yourself finishing the sentences of people you're talking to before they can finish them themselves? Never. I have never done that once. Never. I don't do that at all. I don't do this at all. So no. Literally never. Number 17. Number 17. How often do you have difficulty waiting your turn in situations when turn taking is required? Also a never. If I gotta wait bro, some of these artists on VGen take months to do the work that they do. And the thing is, you know what I'm doing? I'm sitting here happily waiting for my turn to get my commission done, because good art is worth the wait. I will gladly wait my turn. gladly, because it's completely worth it, right? So yeah, this is something I also don't have a problem with. Now, obviously, there are definitely times where I've felt impatient, but like, wait, if I have to wait my turn, whether I'm waiting in a line or waiting for like a commission getting done, I have no problem waiting. If I have to wait a year for a piece of art to get done, I will. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. I will do it. I've almost done it. I was about to say I've done it. I haven't done it, but I've almost done it. Alright, I don't give a fuck. I'll wait as long as I need to. If you complain, I will not. No! Do not drop 10,000, because then I'll be getting smacked in the face for 10 minutes. Because I have it set to where every bit you give me, I get hit by 1 bit. So if you send me 10,000, I'll get hit in the face with 10,000. Do not do that. Please, for our sanity. Please don't do it. Don't do that. How often do you interrupt others when they are busy? Rarely, because I actually have anxiety when it comes to that. Where whenever I see someone who's super busy, like even though I might need their assistance, I literally like just sit there and wait until they finish whatever they're doing before I talk to them, because I feel like I'm a nuisance. So I say rarely. Now, obviously, in emergencies, I interrupt people, but I literally have anxiety over interrupting people because I don't like doing it. So I'll say rarely. All right, next. So I think the next one's gonna be the optional questions. Please take a moment to answer the following optional questions. Your answers are totally anonymous. We won't be able to identify you based on your information. Your answer helps us provide better information so people like you can answer as many or as few questions as you would like. When you're done, scroll to the bottom of the survey and click Submit to receive your screening results. I'm taking it for myself. My age range, I am 18 years old. Gender, I am a female. I am African American. I am not gonna answer household income. I live in the United States of America. I'm not gonna do my state or zip code. I am not gonna answer that. Have you ever received a treatment support for mental health problems? Yes, I have gone to therapy twice. Are you receiving treatments right now? No, I am not. I am not going to answer any of those. Do you have health insurance? Yeah. Because in America, you get health insurance under your parents until you're 25, I believe. And then all of this, I'm not going to answer. All right, view the results. Imagine if it was all at once, massive big pile, just smush. No, thank you. 1 bit, 2 bit, 10,000 bits. All right. Your result, ADHD test. ADHD unlikely. ADHD unlikely. Overall score 2 out of 6. In attention 4 out of 9. Hyperactivity, impulsivity 1 out of 9. Your results indicate that you are experiencing none or very few signs of ADHD. I pretty much thought that. These results are not meant to be diagnosis. You can meet with a doctor or therapist to get a diagnosis or access therapy or medication, blah blah blah. Yeah, so this test said unlikely. Unlikely. You're a lazy bum. I know. I'm just a lazy ass person. I know. I am a bum. All right, let's take one more and then we'll go to the autism test. So this is by Clinical Partners. So this is another one. It's probably just gonna say unlikely, but I don't know. It might have different questions. So it says question 1 out of 12. Let's do this. All right. Okay. We might have to speed run through these a little bit. Okay, question 1. I find it difficult finishing a task or a project. Again, it's starting the project, but it's always starting the project. It's not finishing it. So I would say rarely. Question 2. I find it difficult to organize myself or a task. Rarely. I find it difficult to remember appointments very often. If a task or project requires a lot of thought, I'll often delay in getting it started. Often. I find it difficult to sit still and often fidget or squirm. Never. I would describe myself as being on the go and feel compelled to do things as if driven by a motor. Sometimes I find it hard to remain focused in group settings often. My mind feels very cluttered and it's hard for me to concentrate on one thing at a time. This, oh my god. If my mind is filled up with a million things to do, I'll never get anything done. So for me personally, this is often. I would actually say very often. I make decisions quickly and fail to think through the consequences. I think I actually have the opposite problem. I actually have the opposite problem. I overthink, right? I'm one of those people where it takes a long time for me to make a decision because I'm trying to think of every outcome that could ever be. Now, I'm trying to get better at that, and I'm trying to be a more go with the flow type person, right? Because for me personally, ow! Stop hitting me! Thank you for the 9, or not for the 9, for the 8, but damn. It hurts. Oh, and I'm chippy again, okay. But for me, I'm the opposite. I have to think every outcome. I'm trying to be better and trying to go with the flow. And the thing is, I think I am succeeding with that because for me, if I didn't go with the flow, I wouldn't have even started VTubing when I did. If I didn't go with the flow, I wouldn't have started VTubing in March, but I would have started way later. But I'm very glad that I started when I did because I think I've made a pretty good amount of progress starting from March and what I've done so far. Oh my god, why are you guys talking about punting me? But yeah, for me personally, it's quite the opposite. But I've definitely had my moments where I didn't really think through something. So I'd say rarely. Question number 10. I am often irritable with a short fuse. Ooh, okay. So this one's hard. Because there are definitely times I feel like I can be easily irritated. Especially when it's that time of the month. Oh my god. But I have felt very irritated as of late. But if I was to say it was a daily thing, I'm not sure, because that's due to a lot of factors, right? Like for me, like having my mind be super cluttered does irritate me because I can't focus on one thing. For this one, I'll just say sometimes. I'll say sometimes. Because there are definitely moments where I'm just like super irritated and I don't want to talk to anyone, and I speak like very short where I'm like, yeah, what do you want? All that type of stuff. So I'll say sometimes. I have mood swings, sometimes feel quite high, others low. Oh my god, I think ever since I started streaming, this has become a lot more extreme, right? The highs that I feel, like I felt very high when we hit 600 followers, but then I also feel super low. So mood swings, streaming, like things just about myself, mood swings very often. And then question number 12, I often miss what is being said to me in conversations. Often or sometimes. I'll say sometimes. All right, what does it say? Here we go. Here it says it right here. Your results are not consistent with ADHD. low medium probability. So I'm a 20. So below medium probability is 0 out of 28, and I got 27. And a high probability. This is what I was talking about. I think I exhibit some traits, but not enough to where I would be diagnosed. So okay. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I can find myself being very irritated. And I hate it because like then I just come off as mean, and I don't like coming off as mean, but hopefully maybe if I just start doing different things, I'll feel better. Just a spoonful of ADHD. Just a little spoonful. All right, next up we have the autism quiz. First up, we have it by Psychology Today. It says 20 minutes. It could be done in 3 minutes. Could you be on the autism spectrum? Autism, which can include social challenges, repetitive behaviors, and differences in information processing, may go undiagnosed until adulthood, particularly for those who are high functioning. Take this test to determine if you may be showing signs. So I don't think this one's like a super like. So this is kind of like a blog kind of. So this isn't a super, super like clinical thing. So take it with a grain of salt. But I just thought it would be fun. 20 questions is a lot though. Okay. Using the key below, answer the questions based on how strongly you agree or disagree with a statement. So this is the autism. So let me change the title. So that's not how you spell autism. I don't think I have it. But you never know. Changing the title. There we go. That seems likely that I have autism. Okay, I'm back to regular Jay. Yeah, okay. All right, let's see. I am good at spotting patterns in other people that other people miss. I don't think I am particularly better at spotting patterns than the average person. Like I spot patterns with some things, but I don't spot patterns with other things. So for me personally, I think I'm just right down in the middle. I am not particularly proficient in spotting patterns in anything. Number 2, I prefer to do things the same way every time. This one I'm kind of conflicted, right? Because on one hand, so half of me likes to be very organized, and if I do things the same way every time, then I know it'll get results. But at the same time, if I do something the same way for too long, then I'll get antsy and I need to change it up. So for me personally, I feel like this is also right down in the middle. Number 3, I find it challenging to understand the unspoken rules of social interactions. I disagree. I do understand like unspoken rules. Do I think they're dumb? Yes. Some unspoken rules we have when it comes to like social interactions are stupid as hell. But do I understand them? Yes, I do. People often tell me I'm being rude when I'm not trying to be. I disagree. I don't think I've had that issue. I think I've been able to come off the way I always wanted to come off. So I say slight disagree. I have 1 or 2 special interests that can feel all-consuming. Now, I have a lot of special interests, but I don't think they have ever gotten to the point where they feel all-consuming. Now, if I had to say the one thing that in my life that has ever felt super all-consuming, it's been streaming. Right? Because I've been like obsessed, like trying to maximize my viewership and like putting out clips and putting out VODs and all that, whatever. But I wouldn't consider it all consuming. I'm very passionate about it, but I wouldn't say all consuming. I think near the beginning it was a lot more all consuming, but as I've kind of gotten to the flow and kind of relaxed a little bit, it's not that crazy. So I would say slight disagree. Well, how do you define all-consuming? Well, to me, I see all-consuming as in it's literally the only things you're thinking about. When I was first streaming, the only thing I was thinking about was streaming, right? Even at work, I was thinking about streaming, right? To me, that's what all-consuming is, right? But as of lately, I've been thinking about a lot of other things, right? I'm able to think about multiple things at once without one or two of them consuming my thoughts, right? But near the beginning of streaming was so consuming. It really was. Number 6, I am very sensitive to physical sensations such as how my clothes feel on my body. Heavy disagree. I don't have that. I don't have that where I'm super sensitive to it. I don't have that. Number 7, eye contact can be uncomfortable for me. I don't think it for a period of time when I was younger it was, but at this point in time it's not. This does remind me, there was a period I was doing an internship at some point. It was a tech internship, and we had like a lady chaperone. It was me and some other students from different like high schools in my district. And so she was chaperoning us. She was super nice. She was very sweet, right? But the thing is, she had these very bright blue eyes and very long lashes. And every time she would speak, it felt like she was staring into my soul. And so she was the first person where I had to concentrate in the middle of her, like on her nose bridge. No, not nose bridge. On her nose bridge, because if I looked straight into her eyes, I felt like I would have like my soul sucked out of. So she's the very first lady where I've ever had to do something like that. I had to pay attention to the nose bridge. I literally couldn't look at her in the eyes because it felt so overwhelming. But eye contact, that is not an issue for me at all. Heavy disagree. I'm good at small talk or routine chit chat. I say slight disagree. I would, if we were talking about months prior, I would say heavy disagree. But I think I've gotten better with talking to people, whether it's online or in person. So I would just say only slight disagree. I'm still not super good, but I'm a lot better than I used to be. Like I spend like 4 hours drawing sometimes. Does that count? Well, I don't think that counts. I think that's actually very normal for artists to draw for that long. I think when they say all consuming, how I interpret it is that it's literally all you can think about, right? If you're at work and all you can think about is drawing, and if you're like about to sleep and all you can think about is drawing, and if you're about to do something that you need to do but all you can think about is drawing, that's what I consider all consuming. I don't think doing something for a long time necessarily means you're consumed by it. Like, we work for hours on end and I am not consumed by work. Once I leave work, that's the last thing I want to think about. You know what I mean? But yeah, I say slight disagree. I'm better than before, but I'm still not super good. Number 9, people tell me I'm too literal. I heavy disagree. I'll actually say that people I actually have the opposite problem, where people say that you're using a lot of metaphors and you're using all this abstract language. You need to be a lot more direct. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll actually say heavy disagree. I'm opposite. In conversations, I'm often unsure when it's my turn to talk. No, slight disagree. I think I have a good understanding. Again, I do understand social cues. Social cues and like social stuff. Are some of the rules dumb? Yes, but I do understand them as a neurotypical. So slight disagree. You are adorable. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. Shut up. I'm not adorable. Shut. Number 11, repetitive moments like pacing or flexing my fingers comfort me when I'm stressed. Disagree. I wouldn't use that to... That's not my stress reliever. I have other ways I relieve stress. She is blushing. I'm not. You're blushing. When your routine is disrupted, it can be distressing. I used to be this way. I used to be where if I had a perfect routine in my mind and it got disrupted, I would feel completely off. But for me, ever since I started streaming, it's not the case, because it literally can't be the case. Because sometimes I stream for 4 hours, sometimes I stream for 3 hours. sometimes things just go on a little longer than I expect. And streaming has taught me that I need to be a lot more adaptable. Because if I'm not, and I want things to be exactly how they are, I'm not gonna get far in life. So I had to adapt. I have to be adaptable at any moment. So if we were saying like this in like high school, I would say absolutely. But at this current time, I would say heavy disagree. I just gotta go with the flow. You did though. Your voice made it. No, I'm not adorable. No, stop it. Number 13, I like to collect or track specific types of information. For example, train schedules, historical events, or different varieties of bird. Nope. I don't want to do any of that bullshit. Number 14, I mimic other people's behavior to appear normal. A lot of times I don't feel normal, but it's not because I can't mimic other people's behavior. Like I feel out of place, but not because of like social interaction, if that makes any sense, right? Like I never felt out of place whenever I'm like interacting with people or talking to people, but I feel out of place due to other reasons, and I feel not super normal because of other reasons. So I would say heavy disagree. I'm nomming Cheez-Its. Bro, pass them over. Why are you hogging all the Cheez-Its, bro? Pass them over. It's easy for me to understand what others are thinking, even if they don't say it. Heavily disagree. I am so bad at reading people. Like, when it comes to emotional intelligence, when it comes to reading people specifically and reading their emotions, I'm very bad at it. Ow! Oh my god, no, not oh my god. Marcus, no, I can't do it. I can't have two people throwing bits at me. I can't. I don't share my white cheddar. What if I just find where you live and I make you share with me? What I do? Because you're throwing shit at me. Ow! Ow! Oh. I just came to give you hugs and love today. Yeah, after you've been bullying me. After you've been bullying me. But yeah, I would say when it comes to understanding other people's emotions, I am very bad at it. I'm so bad at it. Like, someone could be pissed off and I would be looking at them and I'm like, they seem quite happy today. Like, I'm so bad. Hey, I said from now on, I announce my arrival by chucking a bit. Why? Why can't you just be normal and just say hi in chat? Why do you have to announce your arrival by throwing shit at me? God. Ow! Ow! Because I'm not normal. That's true. Number 16, I can talk about my interests for hours and hours. I'll say slight agree, right? Like, a slight agree. I'm not sure if I could talk about them hours and hours, but there are definitely times that I wish I had another person that had the same interests as me so I could just yap about it. So I'll say slight agree. Number 17, I often miss when people say one thing but mean something else. I'll say in the middle. Again, when it comes to telling people's emotions by what they say or like they're reading them, I'm very bad at it. If normal existed, we all be doomed. True. Uh, 18. Certain sounds that don't seem to bother other people are very upsetting to me. Just sound in general is upsetting to me, not certain sounds. All sounds that I don't want in my brain are upsetting. So I'd say slight disagree. I find it challenging to be in a conversation with 2 or more people. No. I say heavy disagree. And imagine something that's not real can be imagining something that's not real is difficult for me. Quite the opposite. I dream about shit that doesn't exist all the time. I'm maladaptive. I'm what's it called? Maladaptive daydreaming. I do that shit 24/7. I dream about shit that does not exist 24/7. That if I had a third job, that's what it would be. I'm dreaming about like my VTuber's lore and how she's being badass and cool and super awesome and people think she's super awesome, right? Like I'm thinking about my OCs that I haven't even drawn yet because I haven't drawn in a while, and like how awesome they are, and like like that's quite the opposite. I am quite the opposite. I'm dreaming about stuff all the time. Ow! 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 Stop! Ow! 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 I don't need to take this test. I'm already confirmed with ADHD. This isn't ADHD. This is autism. I can't hold a conversation with one person, let alone two or more. More bits to give to the cutie. Stop! I'm not cute! You're hurting me! It's abuse! This is abuse! Score the test. It didn't give me right results. Huh? It didn't even give me the results. What the fuck? Bruh. It didn't even give me my results. Bruh. That's so baloney. Abuse if you want that. I'll just go ahead and drop 30K. Please don't. Please, please don't drop 30K. Don't drop 10K or 30K. Don't do it, please. Because then if you do it, then Marcus is gonna do it and I'm gonna be miserable. Yes, this man has dropped 10K on me. And it was miserable. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't heh me. Don't hee hee ha ha me. I fucking see you. Don't do it. I fucking see your ass. Oh my god, don't do it. Bro, it didn't give me my results. That's such bullshit. I clicked score test and it didn't give it to me. Bruh. Whatever. I'm gonna just move on to the next one. Ooh, same test, same by clinical partners. Okay. Fuck. That's so bullshit. Please don't. I need the money. Take it. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all are throwing shit at me. It's like, you have to take care of yourself first. Oh my god. Okay. Well, hopefully I actually get results from this one. It gave me results last time, so it should give me results this time. Oh my god. And we have 30. Ow! Oh my god. I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others. I would say 100% agree. I want to be able to build up so many skills that I become the ultimate jack of all trades. And if I ever want to make something, I could rely solely on myself. Now, there are definitely going to be projects that I do that are going to rely on other people. But most of the time, I would like to do things by myself because I have a certain vision and I don't really trust other people to execute that vision. Now, obviously, with certain things like my editing, I'll gladly just pass it over to an editor. But once I start getting into editing, it'll be very hard to then leave it up to someone else. That's it for the night. Good night. Good night. But I'll say, definitely agree. And every time I work in school, I always prefer to work by myself than with others. Ow! You said that was it! You lied! You lied! Even 500, oh my god, you're just like Marcus. Where it's like, oh my god, I have to donate another 8 bits because then it is not even. Oh my god. But yeah. Number 2, I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket. Now, if we're, like I said before, when it, doing certain, like if I was doing certain things like the morning routine or a trip to the supermarket, oh yeah, I would easily do something the same way over and over again. But if it's like streaming, I have to do something different every time. I have to. And this is why I do like variety streaming and I do all types of stuff because I can't stick to one thing. Like the idea of playing one game and one game only on stream forever and ever and ever and ever and ever is torture to me. That's torture. I can't do that. I have to do something different. So I'll say for me, if we're talking about these instances, I would say slightly agree. So yeah, for that one, I'll just say slightly agree. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsessive. Now, again, for me, the only time I've really felt like this is with streaming. Streaming, content creation, whatever you want to call it. VTubing, right? But other things in my life, even though I have a strong passion for it, it never got to the point of an obsession. So, but for me personally, I'll say slightly agree just due to the fact that I'm streaming currently. If I was to take this test like months before I started streaming, I would say no. But since I'm streaming, I would say slightly agree, yes. I'm very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs and cover my ears in certain situations. Slight agree. Again, if there's a lot of noise happening, I can't focus on work. So now it's the wording that's kind of throwing me off because I'm not like sensitive to noises. I just don't want to listen. I don't want to hear noises when I'm working. I'll just say slightly agree. Again, I literally have noise canceling headphones for a reason. But I wouldn't say I'm like super sensitive. I just don't like a lot of noise. I'll just say slightly agree. Sometimes people say I'm being rude even though I think I'm being polite. Definitely disagree. I don't think I've ever had that problem while communicating. Disagree. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like. Strong agree. Talk when I read more when I was younger, my imagination always went wild. So strong agree. I find it easy to talk in groups of people. I would say slight agree. Now, I would much prefer a one-to-one conversation than speaking in a group. But again, I don't really have problems with speaking to people like that. So I'll just say slight agree. I am more interested in finding out about things than people. Oh, absolutely. I would rather find out about like a thing or like a series or something rather than people. Definitely agree. I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating. Absolutely disagree. You know what? No, I take that back. Slight disagree. When it comes to like numbers related to like YouTube or Twitch, I am fascinated. Right? But literally anything else, I don't care. So I would say, I'll just say slight agree. When it comes to Twitch numbers, YouTube numbers, how to optimize things, statistics, I'll just say slight agree. I prefer non-fiction books and films to what? I prefer non-fiction books and films to fiction. So I would prefer non-fiction books, but fiction films? Is that what that means? I would actually say as of lately, I've been preferring non-fiction books. When I was younger, I was definitely a fantasy book girly. But then as of lately, I like psychology books. I like psychology. I like understanding the human mind. I like understanding human behavior. I'm a big fan of those types of books. So I would agree. So I completely agree with this. I prefer non-fiction books, but I prefer fiction films. Completely agree. So yeah, I would say definitely agree. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or change. Oh, hello! Thank you, Lord Garmadon VT. Thank you for the follow. Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god. Oh, whoops. I find it upsetting that my daily routine, if my daily routine is upset or changed. I say slight disagree. Like, if it's my daily routine, I don't want it to be, like, changed. But if it's not the worst thing in the world to me. It's not the worst thing. So I would say slight disagree. It is difficult for me to understand people's facial expressions and body language. Hold on, my throat's getting a little, I've been talking a lot, so my throat's hurting a little bit. Now, if we're talking about, like I said before, when it comes to reading people, I'm very bad at it. Facial expression, well, you know what? I'm actually gonna say slight disagree. I think when it comes to evaluating people's facial expressions and body language, I am average, right? I don't think I am very bad at it, but I don't think I'm super good at it either. I think I'm average. So I think I'll just say slight disagree. I don't have any problems making small talk with new people. I'll say slight disagree because I'm still not super good at it, but I'm not as bad as I was before. Number 14, I noticed very small changes in a person's appearance. I don't think so. Not really. I'm so focused on myself. I don't really pay attention to other people like that. Definitely disagree. Question 15. When I was young, I used to play lots of Let's Pretend or imaginary games. Absolutely. Absolutely. Question 16. I like collecting information about things I'm interested in. Yeah. I would say slight disagree. Not slight disagree. Slight agree. Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people do that to a certain extent. I don't think I do it so abnormally so I would say slight agree, yeah. Number 17, I like meeting new people. If we're talking about people on in real life, not really. If we're talking about people online, absolutely. Like, there are definitely some VTubers I've been seeing that I definitely want to reach out to. I'm still a little nervous about reaching out to new VTubers, but I think I'm getting a lot better. I'm getting a lot better when it comes to reaching out. So I'll just say slightly agree because I like meeting new VTubers and people online, but real life, not really. So I agree. I would have rather eaten monkey's nail pizza than meet new people. Honestly, when it comes to people in real life, absolutely. Question 18. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. Heavy disagree. Heavy disagree. Again, I gotta change topics, I gotta change things up, or I will go insane. Number 19. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions. Hard disagree. Hard disagree. I'm bad at reading people. I really am. I take things a lot at face value, a lot more than I probably should. I need to be better at discernment, but I just can't help but take things at face value and be like, oh, okay. You know? New social situations make me feel anxious. Definitely agree. Question 21. It's important for me to carefully plan any activities I'm going to do. I would say slight agree. I think in the past I would say heavy agree, but I would say slight agree. Again, I'm trying to become a lot more go with the flow and not super strict about my life. Because even though I'm a strict person, I find myself that I just enjoy life better when I'm not so strict. So I'll say slight agree. I find it hard to work out with what I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. Heavy agree. Heavy agree. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. Heavy disagree. Bro, I play imagination with my niece all the time. Bro, honestly, I be making shit up on the fly and she just looks at me and she's like, like I'll be here like, we got dragons and then we got knights and then we got cannon bolts and they're shooting at the knights and there's archers and they're shooting and they're like, well, bam, bam. And she just looks at me with her, I think she's 7 months old now, and she's just looking at me like, who is this bitch? Yeah, you got ninjas and ninja stars and they're what, wapow, and we're like bionicles, and she's just looking at me like, who? Right, so I would say heavy disagree. I'm a good diplomat and can help ease difficult work situations. For me, I'm a person that chooses diplomacy first always. Am I good at it? Not necessarily. I'll say slight disagree. I am often the last person to understand a joke. Slight disagree. Actually, heavy disagree. Heavy disagree. I like doing things spontaneously. I'll say slightly agree. I like doing things spontaneously a lot more than I used to. So slight agree. If I am interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand. I'll say slight disagree. It's not like a big problem. Like someone can like ask me to do something and then I get back to work. So I'll say slight disagree. I notice patterns in things all the time. I'll say slight disagree. Not all the time. Sometimes, not all the time. I have some very strong interests and I get upset if I can't pursue them. I will say this is something I'll slightly agree. Like for me personally, I'm trying to start drawing more and more, but I'm actually upset that I can't do it more and more. So I will say slight agree. Because I guess my other obsession besides streaming would be art. So I agree. I can tell someone I'm talking to is getting bored. Again, I'm not very good at reading people, so I'll say slight disagree. Like if they're like super bored, I can definitely tell. But if it's like a very subtle thing, I can't tell. I'll say slight disagree. All right, what does the test say? These results indicate you experience many typical symptoms of autism. So we have... Can I have that test? Yeah, you just look up clinical partners autism test. Clinical partners autism test. So we have no tendencies 0 to 7, few tendencies 8 to 12, slight tendencies 13 to 15, borderline indication 16 to 19, strong likelihood 20 to 30. So I'm in borderline. Borderline indication. So that's very interesting. Right. All right, I have another one though. I have another one though. Right here. It says embrace autism. Psychometric test. Ooh, I like the fact that she slides across the screen. I like that. How do you code that? Sorry, I'm sorry. That might cause motion blur. Sorry, my bad. I like that though. I don't know how you program that, but I like that. Let's see, psychometric test, autism. So for this one, I got borderline. So I have some indications of it. Autism tests can play an important role in your journey of self-recovery or self-discovery and may inform your decision to pursue a formal diagnosis. Below, you can find a myriad of clinical validated tests for autism and associated conditions. For a formal assessment, please see a knowledgeable professional who is qualified to assess autism, and ideally someone who takes co-occurring conditions such as, I don't know how to pronounce that, ADHD, PTSD, and camouflaging and autistic burnout in consideration. Autism, ADHD assessments. If you would like to pursue an autism ADHD assessment with blah blah blah, contact blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay. So it says short autism spectrum quotation and autism spectrum quotation. So I'm gonna go with the longer one. So it's 50 statements. So oh my god. And then but they have a lot of them. They have empathy quotation, systemizing quotation, revise, RAADS revise, right? I'm gonna go with the long one though. Autism spectrum quotation, 50 statements. But if you want this test, it's just embrace autism. Embrace autism, or autism spectrum quotation. So it says, this autism spectrum quotation is a self-administered questionnaire used to measure autistic traits in adults age 16 plus. I'm in that bracket. An IQ of at least low average 80 is required to take the test adequately. Do I need to take an IQ test? Nah, I'll be fine. Take the test here. Boop! Let's take the test. Let's do it. 50 quotations. So we're gonna be here for a minute. There are definitely gonna be some questions that are the same, but there's definitely gonna be some new ones since there's literally 50. But yeah, let's do it. Number 1, I prefer to do things with others rather than my own. Like I said before, I would actually prefer to do things by myself, so this would be a strongly disagree. Actually, did I say slightly agree? I'll just say definitely disagree. There are definitely gonna be points where you have to rely on people, but most of the time I do want to do it by myself. Definitely disagree. Maybe my answers might change, I don't know. I prefer to do things the same way over and over and over again. Slight disagree. If I try to imagine something, I find it very easy to create a picture in my mind. Definitely agree. I frequently get so strongly absorbed in one thing that I lose sight of other things. I would say slight disagree. I don't think I get so absorbed in it that I lose sight of other things. I often notice small sounds when others do not. I am bothered by noise, but I don't think I necessarily hear sounds that others don't. Not gonna lie, I might be low-key going deaf too, because I swear to God, I can't hear at the same capacity that others can hear, right? They can hear something happen in the back and I'm just still like doing whatever. Often notice small sounds when others do not. Definitely disagree. I usually notice car number plates or something or similar strings of information. Definitely disagree. Other people frequently tell me that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it's polite. Definitely disagree. Number 8, when I'm reading a story, I can easily imagine what the characters might look like. Agree. Ow! Sleep. Good night, Madam J. Good night. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Number 9, I am fascinated by dates. As in the fruit. When two people are going out together, or like historical dates. Either one of those 3 is a heavy disagree. In a social group, I can easily keep track of several different people's conversations. Slight disagree. I much prefer to converse with one person. I find social situations easy. Okay, now this is where I wish they had an in-between option, because I wouldn't say they're super hard, but I could definitely be anxious at times. I'll just say slight disagree. I tend to notice details that others do not. That's a good question. I like to think so. I'll say slightly agree. Not all the time, but I like to think that there's definitely some points where I'm like, I've seen something that a lot of people don't. I would rather go to a library than a party. Oh, 100% agree. And read all the smut books in there. I find making up stories easy. Definitely agree. I find myself drawn more strongly to people than the things. This is where I definitely disagree. Number 16, I tend to have very strong interests, which I get upset about if I can't pursue. I'll say slight agree, because the fact that I can't do art at the moment because I'm super busy with other stuff does make me upset. Yes. I enjoy social chit chat. Slight disagree. Don't like chit chat at all that much. When I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in edgewise. I would say definitely disagree. I don't think I talk so much to a point where it's hard for other people to speak. Number 19, I'm fascinated by numbers. Now, again, when it comes to YouTube and Twitch numbers, absolutely fascinated. When it comes to literally anything else, I don't care. So I'll just say slight agree with that one. When I'm reading a story, I find it difficult to work out the character's intentions. Now, when I'm reading a story, oh, easy, right? I can bro, I become a video essayist on YouTube, right? But if we're talking about people in real life, I have a very hard time reading people. But characters in a story, easy. I don't particularly enjoy reading fiction. Strong disagree. Even though I read a lot more like psychology books, I still love a good fiction book. I find it hard to make new friends. I will say slight agree. Now that is getting much better when it comes to like that's gotten a lot better thanks to VTubing and just being in the VTubing space. But I would still say it is slightly hard. If this was a few months ago, I would say definitely, but this time around, I'll just say slightly. I notice patterns in things all the time. I'll just say for this one, I think I'll go slight disagree. Again, I don't notice patterns more often than other people do. Number 24, I would rather go to the theater than a museum. Oh, absolutely. Slight disagree. Now, I love me a good museum for sure, but I would definitely rather go to a theater. It does not upset me if my daily routine is disturbed. I'll say slightly agree. Right? Again, if I have a daily routine, I would rather it not be interrupted, but if it's not the end of the world. Number 26, I frequently find that I don't know how to keep a conversation going. Oh, okay. Oh my god. I'm chibi again. No. I frequently find that I don't know how to keep a conversation going. This one's complicated because definitely, like, throughout my life, this was definitely the case. But I think me streaming has made me better at keeping conversations, because as a streamer, you need to be good at yapping. You have to be good at talking about things for a long time or talking about life experiences. So for me personally, I would say in the past, I would say heavy, like, definitely disagree. Or, sorry, frequently find that I don't know how to keep a conversation going. For me, in the past, I would definitely say disagree, definitely agree. But I would say now that I've started streaming and streaming has forced me to become a yapper, I would actually say slight disagree. It is hard for me. It's actually a little easier to keep yapping about something. Now, it does kind of depend on the environment, right? If I'm like in real life conversation, I do have a hard time keeping things going. But if it's online, it's very easy. Number 27, I find it easy to read between the lines when people talk to me. I would say slight disagree. Again, I am average when it comes to reading between the lines. I'm not an expert. I'm not really good at it. Number 28, I usually concentrate more on the whole picture rather than small details. Now, this one, I would actually disagree. I love me some small details. I wouldn't say I definitely disagree, but I'll say slight disagree. I love me some small details. I love small details. I am not very good at remembering phone numbers. I would say slight disagree. I would say slight disagree. I'm not really good at remembering stuff, but when it comes to like personal information that I need to know on a dime, like social security, phone numbers, that's easy. That's easy. I don't usually notice small changes in situations or a person's appearance. Completely agree. I pay attention so much to myself that I don't really notice when people change themselves. I know how to tell if someone's listening to me is getting bored. I would say slight agree. I wouldn't say definite. Like, for me, it has to be very obvious. If someone's very obviously bored, I can tell. But if it's super subtle, then I can't. I have a hard time telling. I find it easier to do more than one thing at once. I would say heavy disagree. I need to focus on multiple things. I have to focus on one sole thing and then move on to the next. I can't do multiple things at once. Literally, if I'm working and then I'm also talking to someone at the same time, I'll fuck up what I'm doing. Because I'm more focused on the conversation than the actual work itself, and then I'll fuck it up. So I'll say heavy disagree. Hello! Oh, Mr. Ho, hello! Yo, this is the Omegaverse quiz. This is not an Omegaverse quiz. But now that you said it, I low-key want to take an Omegaverse quiz. I would obviously be an alpha. Obviously. Obviously. I am... Oh, look, you're tiny. Yeah, laugh it up, laugh it up. I'm chibi mode. Okay, laugh it up. Laugh it up. But yeah, I would definitely be an alpha 100%. When I talk on the phone, I'm not sure when it's my turn to speak. I'll say definitely disagree. I know when it's my turn to speak and when it's not. 34, I enjoy doing things spontaneously. I would say slightly agree. Again, I'm trying to become more spontaneous, and I do enjoy life when it's more spontaneous. I took that shit twice and got Omega. Oh my god. 35, I'm often the last to understand the point of a joke. I would say definitely disagree. I like to think if I'm chronically online enough, I can understand a joke quickly. 36, I find it easy to work out what someone else thinking or feeling just by looking at their face. Definitely disagree. Very bad at reading people. 37, if there is an interruption, I can switch back to what I was doing very quickly. I'll say slight agree. Super quickly? No. But eventually, yes. It's 50 questions! It's 50 questions. This is a super deep analysis of if I have autism or not. 38, I am good at social chit-chat. Slight disagree. Slight disagree. Number 39, people often tell me that I keep going on and on about the same thing. I would say definitely disagree. Again, if I don't change things up, I'll go insane. Number 40, when I was young, I used to enjoy playing games involving pretending with other children. Now this added an extra layer on top. It said pretending with other children. I did not give a fuck about other kids. I was like, as a kid, I was like, fuck them kids. Definitely, I would say slight disagree. I'd much prefer to play with myself than with other children. Pause. Number 41. I like to collect information about categories of things. Definitely disagree. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Number 42. I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone. I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone else. I guess I would say slight agree. Right? It's very hard to... No, I can put myself in other people's shoes, but to completely imagine being someone else and not myself is slightly hard. So I'll say slight agree. You mean by yourself? Yes. I like to play any activities I like to plan any activities I participate in very carefully. I would say slight disagree. Again, go with the flow. 44, I enjoy social occasions. Slight disagree. Now, I used to in the past, I was used to say definitely disagree, but I think it's more slight disagree. I would much prefer to be by myself. 45, I find it difficult to work out people's intentions. 100% agree. Number 46, new situations make me anxious. Definitely agree. 47, I enjoy meeting new people. Slight disagree. I am a good diplomat. Slight disagree. I am a diplomat, but I'm not a good one. I am not very good at remembering people's date of birth. Yeah. I have a hard time remembering birthdays. That's why I have to write it down in a calendar. And then I find it easy to play games with children that involve pretending. Absolutely agree. Ooh. Now, before we click the button, I'm gonna read what this says. The AQ doesn't really offer much insight into specific autistic traits as it only outputs a singular score. Any scores of 26 or greater indicate the presence of autistic traits. The higher the score, the more autistic traits you have. Furthermore, 79.3% of autistic people score 32 or higher, whereas only 2% of controls do. So scores of 32 and above are particularly significant. The AQ is particularly sensitive in distinguishing between autistic and non-autistic adult females, as 92.3% of autistic females score 32 or higher compared to 1% of the control group. Do note that no singular test is conclusive, and not every autistic person necessarily scores above the defined threshold on each test. If you score low on AQ but still think you could be autistic, try to take a few other autism tests. All right, I answered the 50 questions. Let's see, y'all. Am I autistic? And my score is 24. That's it. No explanation, no. That's it. Hold on, wait. Let me see. So who are you? No, I don't think so. It says that people with like 32%. Well, it says any scores of 26 or greater indicate a presence of autistic traits. I got 24. So that means that I'm not above the 26% threshold, let alone the 32 threshold. Hold on. Let me switch scenes. Let me look at this PDF. Oh, it's literally the PDF of questions I took. Okay, so that was okay. That was, I guess that's fine. Yeah, so I guess I don't have autism, I guess. I don't have it. Alright, let me look for an Omegaverse. Oh my god, my search is gonna get fucked up. Omegaverse quiz. Accurate Omegaverse quiz, 100% guaranteed. Oh my god. Okay. And it's yellow. So this is literally made for me. It's literally made for me. Let's do it. Okay. I just know men can get pregnant. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about the Omegaverse, that men need to get pregnant. That's all you need to know. Alright, accurate Omegaverse quiz, 100% guaranteed. 100%. Alright, let's do this. What's your ideal partner? Independent, assertive, motherly, obedient, funny, social, tender, cuddly, easily flustered, submissive, or protective. So I'll clarify, and I am into men, maybe women, question mark? Right, but if I'm gonna date someone, it's definitely a man. So if I want my ideal man, what am I gonna choose? Oh, hello, first time chatter. I came in and all I hear is Omegaverse. What is happening? Hello, monster 0_0524. Yeah. Hey, oh hi. Here's a daily dad joke. How many clickbait articles does it take to change a light bulb? The answer will shock you. Good job. Good job. Hi, welcome to the stream. Taking. Let me change in Omegaverse quiz. I'm gonna take a few. And then again, I'm not gonna, the stream isn't gonna be super long because I do have work in the morning, so. But taking an Omegaverse quiz, let me save that. There you go. All right, so I'm talking about my ideal partner. Nice joke, I'm stealing it. Hey, no stealing! Officers, get them! No, they're stealing. They're stealing. Ow! Nova, hello! Oh my god, all the Pride flags were verified. Let's go. Happy Pride Month, let's go! No, you're getting arrested. Get him. Wait. Hold on. Wait, I have something for this. No, I don't. Never mind. Never mind. I thought I did. Hello. I'm about to take in a Megaverse quiz, so take that. What if I just time you out? No, I'm not gonna do that. You just got here. I'm not gonna do that. I remain free and a joke stealer for life. No! No! Don't steal jokes. That's not good. Please don't. No, you're fine. You're fine. I already know what's coming. I think we all know what's coming. I'm obviously gonna be an alpha. Obviously. All right. What's your ideal partner? What is my ideal man? You're gonna be a beta or an omega. Shut up. I'm gonna be a big alpha. Okay, so again, independent, assertive, motherly, obedient, funny, social, tender, cuddly, easily flustered, submissive, or protective. Now, it's hard. I have to choose one, which is crazy because I would like my partner to have some of these traits. But if I had to only choose one, I would choose... submissive. Oh, yeah. Yes, I want my man to be submissive. If he's not, deal breaker immediately. Also, your model is very cool. Forgot to mention that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And the thing is, the background is also yellow, which is completely by chance, which is so freaking cool. We love submissive men. Yes, submissive men. Yes. Someone wants to peg someone. Oh, for sure. That's one of my fucking dreams, bro. I want to take a guy from the back, squeeze his ass cheeks until he can't breathe. I want my own boy toy. My bad. What the fuck? Oh, so me liking someone gets me. Exactly. No, monster, you get it. Fuck everyone else. You get it. You understand. Yes. Oh, no. Of course I get it. Exactly. Oh my god, we're already friends. We are already friends because you get it. You get it. Oh my god. Yes. I need them to be submissive as fuck. And now, again, I would like them to have some of these traits, but if I have to choose one, I have to be submissive. Let me get a submissive tall man and let me break him down. Exactly! You get it. No, this I love especially. Like, no, I like all types of men. I like skinny men. I like buff men. I like average looking men. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're a man and you're cute, I like you, right? But especially the idea of taking like a taller, more muscular dude and breaking him down. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's just heaven. It's heaven. Yes. Oh my god, you get it. Oh my god, you make me so happy. Someone gets it. You so get me, monster, you get me. That's what I'm talking about. But yes, I'll click submissive. Yes. All right. Where would you go for your first date? Aquarium, zoo, sure, okay. My house, well, first off, if I'm taking someone to a first date, we're not going to either of our houses. Because what if it turns out that they're a serial killer? My mom always says never go to someone's house or let them in your house on the first date. So that's a no for me. Nighttime hike? That's just asking to be murdered. You like tsundere men that you can break. Maybe. I can fix him, exactly. If some dude is some serial killer, get pegged by a bad dragon. Yes. If she's a serial killer, I can fix her. So movies and dinner. Clubbing, I'm not a clubbing girl. I would much prefer to be in the library than at a club. Picnic, too many bugs. Bowling. So for me, it's between movies, dinner, and bowling. For me, if I'm gonna go on a date, definitely want to eat something. And I love movies, so definitely movie and dinner. But bowling's not bad either. Movies and dinner. But you can't read. Whatever. For me, it was the movie, yeah. So you're a nerd. What if I am a nerd? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being a nerd? I thought men were into nerds these days. I thought you liked when I had a whole Berserk collection or when I like whatever. You are doing a Kahoot with a group and your partner. Do you let them win? I'll kick their ass into next Tuesday. I don't see why not. If it makes them happy, I will. Them winning is disrespectful to me. Absolutely. I'm an idiot. They'd win anyway. Okay, so part of me, my competitive side is saying I'll kick their ass into next Tuesday, but I'm actually an idiot. So like part of me also wants to say I'm an idiot and they would win anyway. I'm gonna say I'm an idiot and they would win anyway because I am an idiot. If I wasn't an idiot, I would say this one, but I am an idiot, so. What do you mean who still plays Kahoot? A lot of people still play Kahoot. I will say Kahoot has been monetized to hell though, because I actually made a Kahoot account because I actually wanted to play Kahoot with you guys at some point, but they monetized that shit to hell. I was like, God damn, you have a subscription so that I can access different Kahoots that people made? What type of bullshit is that? That's stupid. I'm not gonna pay a subscription just so I can access certain Kahoots. That's dumb. What is the link to this? That's the link. This right here is the link. Oh, it's behind the thing. I can actually put it in chat. Because I was about, like, you can't see it. There we go. There's the link. Yeah. But I'm just gonna say I'm an idiot, they'd win anyway. You ask someone out on a date, do you pay? For me, every time, like, I'm a type of girl where we can split for sure. He doesn't have to pay everything. We can definitely split. Yeah, we can split. I'll pay for my food, they pay for theirs. Split it. How do you spend your free time? Reading fan fiction, writing, drawing, anything artistic, hands-on activity, being active, cooking, listening to music, spending time with my friends, write a drawing, for sure. When you play open world games, Minecraft, Terraria, Ark, damn, how did you know? I did the autism test and it says slightly to severely autistic. I guess a lot of people are learning about themselves today. When you play open world, what do you enjoy doing? I enjoy resource harming. Resource harming. I enjoy resource hoarding. I love it. I'm like, I want all the diamonds and I want all the gold and I want all the iron and I'm gonna have a million chests organized in a super complex way so everything is exactly where it needs to be. Resource hoarding. Best question ever. What is your favorite color? So my favorite color is black. But I like all of these. Well, I'm an artist, so when it comes to color, I'm a slut for color palettes. But if we're talking, it says what is your favorite color, and my favorite color is black, so it would be black. Literally, my design is a lot of black and with an accent color of yellow and all that. So black. Blackity black. This is hard because for me, it's a combo of different things that make it for me. Exactly. Right. And again, when it comes to quizzes, like, yeah, that's why they're not super, like, you know, because like, it can't be just one thing. I definitely like quizzes where you can choose multiple things. You find out your friends have a group chat excluding you. What do? Immediate violence. What friends? They aren't mine. Ignore it. People can do whatever they want. Talk about with another friend group. I'm a little gossip. Cry, then cut them off. Talk it over with them. I'm gonna ignore it. Let people do what they want to do. Now, if they're actively being like assholes to me, that's one thing. But if they just have a separate group chat without me, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What website do you spend most of your time on? AO3 YouTube. This is not even a question. Literally 99% of my screen time is on YouTube. Right? And then if I had to then go down the list, it'd probably be Pinterest, because I love making Pinterest boards. And then movies, streaming services, then Reddit, and then Twitter or something. But YouTube 100%. Pick your ideal superpower. Ooh. So we have mind control, shapeshifter, super strength, talk to animals, immortality, pyrokinesis, healing, invisibility, time manipulation. Mind control would be super dope. Shapeshifting. So pyrokinesis, as cool as that would be, like, how practical is it? You know what I mean? It's super cool. Right, I think of Fire Force whenever I think of pyrokinesis, but like, I'm trying to think of the amount of scenarios where that would actually be cool. Right, I'm not like in the military. I'm not in a position where I'm fighting people constantly, so this wouldn't be super useful. Healing is crazy though. Like, imagine you get your finger cut off and you just heal that shit. That's insane. Immortality, absolutely not. I do not want to be alive till the death of the sun. I'd rather not. Time manipulation, bro. If I had the power of time manipulation, do you know how much shit I would get done? Invisibility, again, it's cool, but practically, it's just not. Like, how often are you really gonna use it? Now, shape-shifting, this would be cool because then I can shape-shift into a more ideal version of myself. Super strength, super cool. If I had to choose one though, it would be time manipulation. Do you know how awesome and cool I would be if I had the ability to manipulate time? Right, I would get so much done. So what I would do, I would freeze time, get so much done, and then have time get going again. So every time I would procrastinate, I would literally just freeze time, and then when I'm done procrastinating, I would get to work, and then I would unfreeze time. You're finding out what type of bottom you are? No, I'm an alpha. I want time manipulation. Do you platonically flirt with your friends? Absolutely. If any of you have seen like me and Kat interact while he's like in the chat, absolutely. If you are my friend, I'm gonna say at some point, I want to suck your butt. I'm gonna say something like that at some point if we are friends. Unless you explicitly say you're uncomfortable with it, of course. But a lot of the people that I make friends with, they... What do you mean definitely not an alpha? I am an alpha. Do you not see my eyes? I have the eyes of an alpha. Rawr. I am definitely alpha. You're just a hater. What are you investigating for? Nova. I see you zooming in. What are you investigating for? But yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How do you handle stress? Violence, journal art, walk, cry my feelings out, abuse others about it. Abuse others about it. What do you mean abuse others about it? That's crazy. I'm good. I vent to others, ignore it. It'll go away eventually. I have to ignore it. It won't matter. I'm not gonna lie. I low-key cry about it. I just cry and then I move on. What's your role in the group project? Yes, pretty much. Yep. Yeah. Duck your butt. I said fuck your butt. No, sorry, I didn't say fuck your butt. I said suck your butt. Like suck on your asshole. I like to be in charge. I do whatever needs to be done. I do the bare minimum. I make sure everyone does their shit. Group, no one wants to group with me. I would say this last one. No one wants to group with me, bro. And I usually end up doing most of the work when I'm in a group anyway. Dogs or cats? Both. I believe in you, but I doubt you are going to get any kind of alpha at the end of this. Man, fuck you. You need to go out late at night to go to the store. It's pitch black and the streets are the only source of light. What do you do? I simply won't go. Why the fuck am I going alone? Phone a friend. I'm scared. Who really needs food? Yeah, I'm buff as fuck. Yeah, it's just a little dark. Make someone else go. Wait till morning. Yeah, if I need to go out to the store, I'll just drive there. I don't give a fuck. I'll just go. I literally have self-defense weapons for a reason. You're sitting in a class and your teacher is being frustrating. How can you handle it? Complain to a friend, confront them in class, complain about it, but make sure the teacher hears. Yell at them and walk out way more dramatically than necessary. Talk to the teacher about it after class. Be passive aggressive, ignore it. Give them benefit of the doubt. For me, I just tend to ignore things a lot. I'm just like, even though someone might be treating me whatever, I'll just ignore it. What's your favorite emojicon? Ooh, okay. Oh, I love this one. This one's super cute. Okay, let's go down the list. So I do use this very often. This is also good. This is good. Okay, so it's between this one and it's between this one and this one. Because this one's super cute. But if we're talking about the one I use the most, it's the semicolon with the 3. Yeah. And what I like to do the arrow with it too, so it's even more aggressive. What country would you move to? Australia, Norway, France, Mexico, Kenya, England, Mongolia, Chad, USA, Germany, New Zealand. Bro, I wish I wasn't in this fucking country, bro. If I would go to Norway because it's one of the countries where they actually have social services for their citizens. Imagine the concept of that. Norway for sure. What color is math? Red. The color of math will always be red, right? Every time you go to school and you get the little folders, the folders with the different colors, it's always red. It will always be red. Anyone else who says otherwise is wrong. Math is red, science is green, English is blue, and then social studies is whatever the other color is. It's either orange, purple, or yellow. Math is red, science is green, English is blue, social studies is whatever the fuck color is. The other color is. No, science is blue, English is yellow. No, fuck you! You're wrong! You are wrong! Oh, the semicolon is that one, my bad. I meant I forgot what it's called. No, you're wrong! No, fuck you! You're wrong! You're wrong! Fuck you! Math is red, science is green, English is blue, social studies is whatever the fuck. Choose me to equal win for question. You're wrong! Objectively! I will not take any disrespect. What question are you on? I think 19. It says 19 right here. What color is math? It's red. Do you like...
Oh, brother!
What the fuck is this question? Of course I don't like the motherfucker. Piece of shit loser. Fuck him. Fuck you. God damn. Loser. Shit. What type of clothing do you wear most often? Hoodies all day, every day, loose-fitting, flowy clothes, very pastel, pretty colors. Slutty as shit on God's green earth. I want to be the most fuckable bitch at the grocery store. Misogyny. Misogyny. Whatever I have and looks good, obviously, I would wear something else if I was more confident. For me personally, it's between hoodies all day, loose-fitting, flowy clothes, and if I would wear something else. For me personally, if I had a better body, I would definitely not be wearing hoodies all the time. So I think I would say wear something else if I was more confident. Favorite trope? Ooh, okay. Ooh my god, okay. Okay, this will expose a lot about me. Okay. There is only one bed. I love that trope! That's one of my favorite tropes. Like, oh no, we're in a hotel and there's only one hotel room left where they only have one bed, and then they get into the hotel room and they fight over the bed because they don't want to sleep on the floor. And then they end up sleeping together with a pillow in between, but then they look longingly into each other's eyes. One is fast asleep. The other is still thinking about the other. They slowly take the pillow out in between them. And they get closer and closer and closer. It's usually the guy. If it's a straight couple, it's usually the guy. And he wraps his arms around her. She starts to stir. She opens her eyes a little bit. She's like, "What are you doing?" He looks down at her and he's like, "I don't even know." Right? You see the vision? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Right? And then they get closer and closer and she's like, "Oh my god, why are you so close?" And he's like, "I can't help myself. You just smell so good." It's whatever excuse it is. It's, "Oh my god, you smell so good," or "Your hair smells so good," or "You just look so cute," or whatever the fucking excuse is. And then they make out. And then they fuck each other on the bed. Found family. It's a good trope. It's not a trope that I personally read a lot. Enemies to lovers. Oh my god. Enemies to lovers literally makes my eyes roll back. I love enemies to lovers. Now, the thing is, with enemies to lovers, a lot of the time, it's not done correctly. So when you really find a good enemies to lovers trope, it's really good. Because a lot of times, people, instead of doing actual enemies to lovers, a lot of people just do people that don't really like each other to loving each other, or people that just mildly are annoyed at each other to liking to lovers, right? That's not the trope. The trope is enemies to lovers. They have to genuinely hate each other, and then over time, they start to like each other. A bully to lover. I don't like bullying that much. Miscommunication. I hate miscommunication. It's one of the worst tropes ever. If you just came together and just talked like adults, you wouldn't be dealing with that bullshit. I hate miscommunication. It pisses me off. Omegaverse, I kinda sort of read. Kinda sort of. PMW. I don't know what PMW is. Hold on, I have to look that one up. What is PMW? Give me a second. What is PMW 50? I love PMW. Oh yeah, I got what it is. It's corn without plot. I love PMW. Sometimes I just want to get straight into that shit. Now there has to be some story. But I love it. Yandere. I can understand the appeal of Yandere. It's not something I'm super into. Hurt Comfort is kind of like when bad things happen to the characters, but it's in a way where like comforts you and like, oh, you're not alone, all that type of stuff. So that's what hurt comfort is. Angst, no comfort. I really have to be in the mood for this because sometimes it can make me genuinely upset. Like, what do you mean their mom died and their dog got ran over and their best friend also is leaving them? The fuck you mean? Fake dating. I also like this trope. In an arranged marriage, if I had to choose one trope, usually I would go enemies to lovers, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with PWP. Because sometimes your girl just needs a little action, you know? Yeah, let's go. Which of these fanfics would you read based on the tags? Major character death, angst, hurt, no comfort, found family, terminal illness? The fuck? Why would I read that shit? Do you want me to cry at 3 a.m. in the morning? No. Comfort, no hurt, sick fic, wing fic, tooth rotting fluff, idiots in love, no. Graphic depictions of violence, kidnapping Stockholm children, hurt, no comfort. Damn. Strangers to lovers, tattoo, flower shop, mild eggs, fluff, no beta, we die like men. Oh my god, not the tattoo flower shop. Oh my god. Tattoo flower shop. You're walking through a public space and see someone beating up an innocent person. It's just you three there at the moment, and the attacker looks to be more muscular than you. So what do? Join in, the beta cuck deserves it. I stand there indecisively and turn around. I step in and get beat up immediately. I ignore it and walk away quickly. I step in and try to make the attacker back off. I try telling off the attacker and run when they come towards me. Okay, so for me personally, what my mom always tells me to do is to ignore it and walk quickly past. What I would like to say I would do is to step in and try to make the attacker back off. What would most likely happen is I would step in and get beat up. So I like to think I would step in and try to help. I'll just choose something. What do you do if you're sick and have a prior engagement? I'm sure nobody will get sick. I go and feel guilt. I go and feel guilty the whole time. I stay home and reschedule. They should be thanking me for getting my germs on them. Call it off. It's just a cold I'll live. I stay home and reschedule. I don't want to get other people sick. Someone is yelling at you for something you didn't do. How do you reply? I start yelling back and insulting them. I wait for them to get done and calmly explain what's going on. I start crying, beat them up and call them slurs. Beat them up and call them slurs?
Huh?
I don't think that's good to do. I don't yell slurs at people. Fight them, don't reply. Not gonna lie, for me it's between I wait for them to get done and calmly explain what's going on and then start crying. Or I don't reply. It's between these three. Usually I don't cry in front of them, I usually cry after. So I just don't reply, to be honest. You're on the internet and have somehow managed to get yourself into an internet argument about something you're coming to realize you're clearly wrong about. How do you handle it? Just admit that you're wrong and apologize. That's it. Okay, what's your opinion on Elon Musk? Loser! Loser! Your friend comes out to you. How do you respond? I'm gayer. Thank you for telling me. I'm so proud of you. Okay. You're gay. That's kind of gay. I don't know if I'd be comfortable with being friends with them. That's a little homophobic to me. What the fuck do you mean? I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that. Alright, no, dumbass. That's on Pride Month. In Pride Month. That's crazy. That's a little homophobic. For me personally, I just be like, yeah, I'm proud of you. No, well, it depends on the person. If it's like something that they've really been like holding on to until they let go, then it'd be this way. But if they just look at me and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gay, I just be like, oh okay. Because I'm like, okay, you're gay. Like, there's nothing else for me to say. I think I'll just say, Lamau, okay, cool. What's your favorite genre of television? Ooh, action. Action for sure. Literally action, whether it's sci-fi or fantasy. If there's some action, I am here for it. If you were stranded on an island and could only bring one thing, what would it be? Well, my phone. I would think on a stranded island, you wouldn't even be able to use it anyway. Lighter would probably be very useful. Book. My thoughts would be able to entertain me. Gun. So that I could shoot myself in the head. Swiss Army knife or musical instrument. Probably choose a lighter. I'm apparently independent Omega. I would go with the lighter because I think the ability to. Besides, if you're clever enough, you could find something sharp. I'll say lighter. You stumble upon a dead body laid on the side of the road. A quick glance around tells you you're alone. What do? Call the cops. What else would I do? Hide the body? Why would you hide the body and then get your fingerprints all over it and then you get convicted of the crime? Call the cops. What aesthetic do you vibe with the most? I wonder what aesthetic I vibe with most. Guys, I wonder what aesthetic I vibe with the most. Guys. No, okay. So I do like multiple aesthetics. I do like the scene, emo, punk, goth, grunge. That's a lot of aesthetics in one. Definitely like these. I do like me some good minimalism, not as much as I used to though. Preppy, not really. Monochromatic, monochromatic's pretty decent. Void punk, cottagecore, dark. I love me some dark academia. Y2K, solar punk. I love a good amount of these, but if I have to stay on brand, I'm a cyberpunk girly. What are you most afraid of? Ooh, this is a good question. Rejection? No, I have this idea that people will always reject me no matter what I do, so. Abandonment? Well, it depends on who's abandoning me. If it's like my mom or like my dad, then oh, hell yeah. But I don't think that's really a big one for me. Betrayal? I'll keep this one in my back pocket. Loneliness? I've already subscribed to being lonely for the rest of my life, so. Spiders? I don't like spiders. Clowns? I'll just beat up a clown. Heights? I feel like I have an average fear of heights. I don't have an exorbitant fear of heights. A specific person? Are some people running from someone? The law? Death? Honestly, with how things are going now, currently in the United States, the law is kind of scary, low-key. Death in its inevitability. If I had to choose one, probably be spiders. What time of day do you like the most? Definitely midnight. I'm a midnight girly. Or night. I'll just say night. You've just been invited to a potluck. Congratulations. What do you bring? I love potlucks. I'm invited. I'm hosting the damn thing. I'm making the main course. Bringing desserts, side dish, chips. I don't know what to bring. Bro, I'm bringing a side dish. I'm gonna bring some wings, bro. You've been supplied with a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker. What is the first thing you draw? Penis. Among Us. A person. Favorite fictional character? One of your friends OCs. Flower, heart, big titty woman, animal monster, random animate object, penis. Text your best friend, partner, group chat. Right now, I'm serious. Ask them if they're a cat girl or a dog girl. Doesn't matter your gender. I'm 100% serious. This quiz can't wait until you get a response. I think if I had to choose between a cat girl or a dog girl, I'd probably be more of a dog girl. Which of these images resonates with you the most? So we have Among Us, cute cat, the thing from Bug's Life or whatever the fuck the show is called, bruh, murder? Question mark. The freaking patterns in skater rinks, pigeon, or oh fuck, wait, can I go back? Fuck. Or whatever this is. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm just a pigeon, bro. I'm just a bird. I'm chilling. Ooh. Hi, Uwu. Now it's Mikey's turn to ask a question. Hee hee. Girl, what the fuck? I'm just gonna say, girl, what the fuck? Wow, we're at question 41 now. Really hitting big numbers here. Tell me, dear test taker, how are you feeling right now? Taking this quiz. This will affect your results. I'm feeling tired. This quiz sucks. I'm excited to know my results. Not gonna lie, it's a bit boring. Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. How do you snore based on vibes? I don't really snore at all. But honk shoe, if I had a snore, it would be a me. I'd be like, oh, me. That's how I sleep. When in public reading smut or fluff, can you keep your face impassive? If you don't read fanfic in public, this won't affect your result. Yes, I can read it. I can read smut in public without showing my face. Yes. Which fanfic site do you use to read on? Wattpad? Not Wattpad as much anymore. Out of all of these, probably AO3. What is your favorite animal? Dog, wolf, bird, fox, monkey, fish, dinosaur, tiger, cheetah, sheep, snake, lion, rat, possum, raccoon, cow, cat, wolf. Stoic Omega! This is some bullshit. Look at what your second, third places are. Wait. What the fuck? Welcome. Good to see you, test taker. So you've been assigned a Stoic Omega? What does that mean? Stoic Omegas tend to suppress their feelings, preferring to pretend they don't need an alpha at all. However, you deep down still want someone to take your problems away from you. Anyway, maybe stop repressing your emotions and get therapy. Already got fucking therapy! You would excel in teaching jobs or jobs involving children? Okay, I already know this shit is wrong. What do you mean I'd be good in teaching jobs? You're able to be firm with children, but also loose enough to have fun and relate to them. It would be uncomfortable at first, but with a good mentor, you ease right into it. As a Stoic Omega, you are most compatible with a dominant alpha, caring beta, protective beta, and an aggressive Omega. Wait, so your answers... So it was Stoic Omega, Protective Beta, and Loner Alpha. This is some bullshit. I'm taking another quiz. That's bullshit. Especially when it starts talking about that teacher shit. It's wrong. Alright, let me take another quiz because that one was faulty. That one was faulty as hell. Alright, which Omegaverse rank Alpha, Beta, Omega are you? Too many unfunny clowns have made bag Omegaverse quizzes with the intention of shocking people with how weird and freaky it is. So as a genuine Omega, I am making a good quiz. Find out if you're an Alpha. Enter your name. My name is Jye. Vite. Start the quiz. Start the quiz. Start the quiz. Start the quiz. There we go. What is your favorite emoji from this lineup? Favorite emoji is this one, the blushy emoji. Actually, pleading is nice. No, it's a blushy emoji. Next. Are you a furry? No. Well, yes, I'm a first. Ow! Ow! Stop that! Thank you for the 3, but stop it. Yes, my fursona is a real-time animal, but with unnatural color scheme? No. No, I do not like anthro animals. I play Animal Crossing. No, but I like anthropomorphic animals in Disney movies. Yes, and my fursona is a possum. No, but I think Bowser is hot. Yes, and my fursona is a werewolf, dragon, sergal, mythical creature. Yes. No, but I like werewolves and I do like werewolves and vampires. I'm gonna just say no, I don't like anthro animals. I don't like it. Next. Did you go to art school? I did not go to art school, even though I have some artistic ability. I did not go to art school and I can't draw. Yes, it was my first choice and I love it here, unfortunately. I did not go to art school, even though I have some artistic ability. Which of these fanfic tropes are your least favorite? So my least favorite: hurt, comfort, magic, fantasy, AU, bonded, linked soulmates, bed sharing, enemies, lovers, pregnancy, body swap. If I had a least favorite, it's pregnancy. I don't want anything to do with pregnancy. I don't want any of that shit. None of it. Actually, no, I'll actually say it's arranged marriage. I don't like arranged marriages. Next. Which of these fanfic sex things is your least favorite? Oh, sex pollen? I don't even know what that is. Lactation? Eggs, water sports, tentacles, cock holding, expanding penis size kink. Water sports. I don't want anything to do with piss. I hate piss. Next. Which of these most fits you? Any female after 1993? Can't cook. True. McDonald's. Charge your phone, twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. I can't cook. I can't cook for shit. I don't have an ass to twerk with, but I think my cooking ability is worse than my twerking ability. I do like eating hot chips, though. I'll take hot chips. Heading out. Thanks for being awesome, Jay. Of course, Nova, of course. I do like hot chips. Do you like podcasts? I like YouTube Let's Plays, Twitch streams, which are kind of like podcasts. Only listen to McCarroll's. I actually play tabletop podcasts. Joe Rogan. I like listening to any and all podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts at all. I have my own podcast. I have a talk show. I like true crime. I listen to YouTube Let's Plays and all that type of stuff. What's your favorite piece of werewolf shifter media? I like werewolves, but I'm not as into them as vampires. If I had to choose one, probably Wolf Children from the anime movie. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If I had to taste someone else's slick, what would you hope it tastes like? Cake frosting. pretzels, steak dinner, kombucha, lemonade, coffee, plain old pussy flavor, artificial cherry flavor, and Parmesan. Well, if I'm gonna be tasting someone's insides, I hope it tastes like cake frosting. How often do you read fan fiction? I don't read it as often as I used to. Like a couple times a month. I would say a couple times a month. What's your what position do you sleep in? On my stomach. Literally on my stomach, and I turn my head to the side and I sleep. What's your favorite werewolf subspecies? Gotta go with the direwolf, baby. Imagine you were an Omega Alpha who recently presented. What do you do? Hide my scent blockers. Take suppressants to prevent heats or ruts. Not hide anything but take advantage of my rank and bask in the attention of alphas omegas give me. Not hide anything, just live my life. Utilize all my biological neutralizing healthcare available to completely hide my status and live as a beta. I just live my life, bro. Which major arcana card do you vibe with? I like this one. Actually, no, Wheel of Fortune. I like this one. And then, would you kiss your homies goodnight? Yes, I'm gay and unafraid of showing my friends the affection they deserve. Yes, and I'm straight. I don't know if I'm straight or not. I don't know. Yes, but my homies are long distance, so I will kiss them through the phone instead. Boom. Yes. I don't give a fuck if you and Omega clean your damn microwave. Omega! This is some bullshit. This is such bullshit. I'm not an Omega. Oh my god. Slickalicious definition. Make them alphas loco. You're an Omega. And as an Omega, you will go into heat, which basically means you'll get hot and sweaty and sticky until an alpha sticks their knot in you. Good thing alphas want to drink your slick like soup. Watch out for their teeth, lest they leave a permanent mating mark. You could spend your heat with an alpha or take a suppressant to stab it off for a while. Either way, you're gonna be slick a lot. Maybe jar some of it up and sell it online or something. Twitch, please spare me. The commonly accepted basic standard of Omegas is that they are physically softer, more feminine, and are socially expected to live in more subservient or child rearing roles. Most Omegas are written as subs and bottoms. This sets up a framework that authors are free to change as they please or write Omegas that purposely go against the norm. With the norm, etc., Omegaverse is highly customizable. You are though. You kind of are though. Also, what is that description? I'm taking another test. I'm taking another test. Give me a second. I'm taking another test. I'm taking another test because both of those are bullshit. Omegaverse. Alright. Not that one. What are you looking for? I'm not an Omega. I'm not. I'm a alpha or beta. At least give me beta. Real alpha beta Omegaverse test. All right, we have another one. I'm a real Omegaverse fan. This test will tell you if you're dominant coded or submissive coded in this pretend Omegaverse quiz. Enter your name. I am JVT. Okay. 1 out of 12. Hypothetically, if you were to open your door to a tiny little man, no more than 1 inch tall, screaming for help, and you can't hear him because his voice is so tiny, would you put him in a little dollhouse and care for him, cook him for breakfast because I think it's funny, pick him up and put him in a little container until I can figure out what I should do with him? Step on that damn thing until it was a small brown stain on a porch. Give him a $1 microphone and listen to his qualms like it's a TLC show. I've got to listen to his qualms. Make him a little house in a cardboard box and figure it out if there's a cure for the SGD, small guy disorder. Figure out if there was a way to communicate with him, or so I can try to find his family, reunite them. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Okay, next. What is your favorite color out of these choices? Blue, pink, black, because it goes with everything. Black. What the fuck does it have to do with Omegaverse? I'm gonna go with black. Blackity black black. I like black. What fandom do you grow up with? If there are multiple, pick the ones you are most involved with. Hamilton! In the eye of a hurricane! Hamilton. What are your fan fiction preferences? PWP. What is your go-to sleep position? On the stomach. What would you choose to be your sexy dominant anime boyfriend? Kakashi! I love Lloyd. Hal is a pretty boy. Love me Levi. Love me some Daze. Gojo's pretty fine. Sebastian, I gotta go with Kakashi though. I love me some Kakashi, bro. Next. What yaoi meme most resonates with you? The face you make when someone finds your screenshots of yaoi manga. This one. Can you recommend me some yaoi manga to read? Me. No. What house would you choose to live in? No tiny homes? Why does it have to be a castle? I don't want to live in a cave. Well, if you're gonna give me a mansion, I'll take a mansion. Damn. What's your favorite genre of music? Pop, K-pop, J-pop, folk pop, jazz bands, metal, alternative, indies. I will say out of all the options, it'd probably be pop, K-pop, J-pop. What texture looks the most touchable? Ooh, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to, I want to touch that. It's jelly. Of all these pictures of food, which one looks the most appetizing? I want a big burger. I am American and I want a burger. Or actually, no, I like fries better. I want fries. I'm addicted to fries. If you can pick any superpower, what would it be? Telekinesis, invisibility, teleportation, Spider-Man. I want to be Spider-Man. Speed, super speed, flight, super strength. Well, I want to be Spider-Man because Spider-Man has super strength and other powers. Spider-Man. See, look. Look, it says this one. I'm a dominant alpha. This is the correct one. The other two were bogus. This one's correct. Your result, dominant alpha. What does that say? Wait, your cock and balls are massive. You need an omega to breed right this second, or else you will go into an intense rut. If there is an omega within 10 feet of you, they should kiss your ass goodbye because they will not survive this fat knot going inside of them. Good lord, that's a huge bulge. In the Omegaverse realm, you're probably like a super important CEO who can get anything. Anyone you want, you probably have bitches at your feet begging to get a chance to sleep with you. Nobody dares to mess with you lest they end up getting feasted on by you next. Rigged. What do you mean rigged? It's correct. The last two were wrong. The fact that you looked for somebody once is enough. No. I'm gonna take one last test, and that test is gonna back me up. Watch. Watch. Watch this. No, I didn't cheat. All right. What do you mean, all right, hun? Don't call me hun. See? How many questions are there? God damn. Okay. We got a few questions here. Okay. Number 1, I think vegetarianism is stupid. Not sure. I don't really give a fuck. I have a strong sense of justice. Yes. I am easily hurt. No. I don't pack much luggage when I travel. Yes. I like to be light. I prefer others in leadership roles rather than to lead. That is true. I do prefer others to lead. Well, actually, no, I'm not sure. It depends on the project. No, I often take friends' problems to heart. Yes. I would be a great president. No. I would not be a good president. I often find myself acting as a mediator when conflicts arise. Yes. Now, am I the best mediator in the world? No. But do I find myself being a mediator? Yes. It's easier for me to feel the real nature of a person subconsciously than to understand them. To feel the real nature of a person subconsciously than to understand them? No? No! When someone makes a rule I don't like, I am tempted to break it. No, not really. Well, actually, no. I take that back. Because, like, at work, technically, we're not supposed to have headphones on, but I wear them anyway. It depends on what the rule is. I value cooperation and harmony in my social interactions. That is true. I often find the need to take care of others. Not sure. I trust my instincts and not easily swayed by the opinions of others. Not sure. There are times where I am easily swayed. There are other times where I'm not. Usually stay calm even when the environment seems nervous. Yes. I still have and treasure a few of my childhood toys. No. What qualities does your colleagues value in? I can think on my feet and act decisive. I work well with others and communicate. I have expertise and can address intricate challenges. I'm not really good at any of these, but if I had to choose one, it'd probably be work well. So even though I don't prefer to work well with others, I know how to. How extensive is your circle of friends? I have a few. Regarding looks, I perceive myself as not very appealing. How might others characterize you? Supportive. How do you handle stress scenarios? I confront them head on. I usually seek a middle ground. I prefer steering clear of them. I prefer to steer clear. I'm not gonna lie about that. In which area do you believe you need improvement? Self-worth. And which holds the greatest significance in your life? Personal dignity. All right, score it. Beta. Betas are calm, balanced, and help keep the peace in groups. They make up a big part of society and help things run smoothly. They act as mediators, countering the extreme tendencies of alphas and omegas, often using humor, logic, and just being fun and friendly to keep things calm. In groups, betas do a lot of different jobs. They usually aren't the main leaders or caregivers, but they're important in many other roles. They're loyal and always look out for their friends and family. While they're not natural leaders, betas can take charge if needed, but they usually like to stay in the background, being in a steady and reliable ones. Even if they have their own worries, they're the rock for many people around them. Betas prefer to keep things low-key and don't like being the center of attention. They're happy just doing their part without drawing too much attention to themselves. This is the perfect description of me. Now you're a beta. Yeah. See, guys? It's not a fluke. I am either a dominant alpha or beta. The first two don't count. I'm not an omega. How about this? What do we do one more to kind of be like a tiebreaker? So we have two omegas, and then we have a alpha, and then beta. So we'll do one more to kind of be like the tiebreaker. If I get an alpha and omega, then that's me. But if I get an omega, then that's me, I guess. Oh, hello, Squiddle-D. Hello, first time chatter. We're talking about completely normal things. Completely normal things. Yes, very normal. Yes, yes, quizzing myself on the Omegaverse is completely normal. Well, first off, you clicked on my stream, so don't blame me. You clicked on my stream. You saw the title. You saw the goddamn title, and you clicked on my stream anyway, so that's not on me. Very glad you're here, though. I didn't, though. What do you mean you didn't? How did you get to my stream then? I just clicked because I saw the model. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. This is the tiebreaker. If I get alpha or omega, alpha or beta, I'm either alpha or beta. If I get an omega, then I'm an omega, okay? This is the last one, I promise. Okay. I found another one. This is the last one, I promise. K beta. Whatever. I'm gonna start. Let's do it. One more quiz. What would you do if your friend was getting bullied? I would complain to the authorities immediately. Complain to the concerned authorities immediately. What's your favorite color? Black. What's your preferred season? Autumn. It had fall and autumn, and I'm like, is that not the same thing? Select the word you would use to describe yourself. Ambitious. Now select a word your friends would choose to describe you. Kind. How would you react in a stressful situation? Actually calm down even more. I become helplessly lost. I get panicked sometimes, but then take my time and calm down. I don't take stress. I give it to others if they mess with me. I panic sometimes, but then take my time to calm down. What is your drink of choice? I can't legally drink. Iced tea. What's your strength? None of the above, to be honest. How would you choose to spend an evening? Go on a dinner date, watch a series or movie, show with friends, or sleep? Watch a series or movie. If you're an introvert, extrovert, are you an introvert or extrovert kind of person? I'm an introvert. What role do you play in a group? Team leader, helping hand, the silent one, depending on the situation. I'll say helping hand. Do you handle tough situations? I fight them, I try to avoid them, I tend to run away, I don't know. I try to avoid them, I'm not even gonna lie. Which of the following things would you love to do the most? Things do you love to do the most? I don't travel, I like eating, I love eating. Playing video games, working out. It's between playing video games and eating, I like eating. What's your favorite genre? Action. What's your favorite type? What's your type of music you love to listen to the most? Pop. Are you fucking serious? This is bullshit! This is bullshit! Bro. Your rank is Omega. You rank Omega. You are caring, kind, and compassionate. Your heart is as soft as the stuffed toys you probably cherish. This is not a bad thing. Instead, it means that you remain true to yourself and believe us. That takes real strength. You gotta accept. Fuck you. Fuck this shit. I'm ending the goddamn stream. This is a lie. This is propaganda. This is bullshit. Whatever. What fucking ever. Whatever, bro. Anyway, again, I'm gonna cut the stream short because I have work in the morning. But I hope you guys had a very fun time. That's bullshit, though. That's bullshit. I'm gonna find another streamer because I'm pissed. I'm pissed. This is so fucking stupid. I'm not in Omega. There's a VTuber that's like, I'm not pregnant. What does that mean? I like the model. I'm gonna drop a quick follow. Should I choose the VTuber that has the title I'm not pregnant? Interesting. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Yes. We're gonna rate the VTuber that has I'm not pregnant. So anyway, I'm not an Omega. It's fucking bullshit. It's a lie. It's propaganda. Anyway, we're gonna rate this person. He seems very fun. And I like his model. Alright, so hop on, everyone. Get! Hop on in. Come on, everybody. Hop on in. Let's go. Come on. Alright, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, afternoon, night, morning, whatever the fuck you are, whatever time zone. And I'll see you guys on Monday. So, see ya. Bye-bye. And I hope you guys had a very fun time. See ya.